And we're recording. Okay, how about that? Okay, you're still not in here yet.
Oh crap, I forgot about that part.
Okay,
I'm
so
sad, I'm putting it up. Hold on.
last time, our four new kindred were brought underground to meet with the Nosferatu clan. Spider, a hacker, Cleo, a flirtatious little horror show, and Mother. Mother, as a visiting woman known as Valentina, taught our new kindred how to rouse their blood and use that blood to fuel their kindred powers. Serious Jest is here.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
No problem.
Doing family stuff.
No problem. It's only going to be you two guys.
Cool.
Janina doesn't get off work for 3 more hours, and NT Chapin, I'm not sure how to say his name, he has a lot of schoolwork he needs to get done this weekend, so he couldn't really spare the time.
Cool.
And as far as Janina goes, that's going to happen with her sometimes, because... Well, yeah. This was something that I was trying to find a way to pull Jack into anyway, and I was having trouble finding a way, so it actually worked out that Jack's not going to be involved. So, okay, back. Okay, so we'll start with what happened last time. Our four new kindred were brought underground to meet with the Nosferatu clan. Spider, a hacker, Cleo, a flirtatious little horror show, and Mother. Mother, and a visiting woman known as Valentina, taught our kindred how to rouse their blood and use that blood to fuel their kindred powers. They were taught about the dangers to the kindred, with a rough discussion on the Sabbat and the Lupines. Oh, I didn't put in here. Also, you guys met Goldman, who seemed to invite himself to your little lesson. Our new kindred have graduated to freedom, though it is a leashed freedom. You need to make regular check-ins every few hours, but you have been allowed to return to your old lives. And I don't think that we've had much of a return to life for Myla, who can't go back because everybody knows she's dead. But Serious Jest was able to return to his training. Or Hector was able to return to your training, meet with your old trainer. Get back together with your family. Okay. And the first scene that I want to open with is a little story that we're going to let Serious Jest tell about Hector's first hunt on his own. It's up to you how much detail you go into this. It could just be a quick little description, or you're welcome to spend half an hour doing it.
Alright, let's see how this goes. So Hector's return to his neighborhood is already weird. Everybody knows that he had been picked up that night after the fight. He kind of shows up in the shadows. He's afraid on how to teach things. I guess I'll tell the first person type. Showing up at some of the old places that I knew hang out after the sun went down. Some of the old bars, just observing. Would go back to my first place was the boxing, the MMA gym. Just kind of observing from the windows. The place was kind of had a very bare bones feel. It's not state of the art. It was just kind of just like this place up on like concrete blocks, no air conditioning, so there was a lot of venting, so you could see in through like holes in the structure that make sure that people don't suffer. There's just a lot of fans, no air conditioning. Just observing the people that he loved. He's kind of I'm kind of realizing, really, things won't be the same. I'll never hang out in the park with these people in the daytime. I'll never be able to come in and train in the daytime. I'm kind of thinking, is this even a real thing? Can I integrate back into this crowd, or do I just need to disappear? Let's face it, I'm a demon now. I'm carrying something crazy. This is worse than getting a contagious disease. I don't know I've been feeling this hunger inside me, and now I'm scared to let it near the people I love. So these first few nights, wait, how many? By the way, how many? I mean, how much time are we covering here?
We'll say it's been 3 nights. This could be your first night back, or it could be your third. It's
Okay,
up
so
to you.
the first night back, I just want to watch from afar.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to handle this. I'm still trying to make the decision of what am I.
If you
How
want,
far does this
if
go?
you want to lead up your hunger, every night when you wake up, you make a rouse check for no reason, just to see if you burned any while you were sleeping.
Okay.
So you can make a couple of rouse checks, or you can just, tell me the story of what happened. But if you want some dice to help you tell the story, go for it.
Yeah, we'll figure this. I mean, I have a general idea. I just, I'm kind of making some of this up as I go along.
Basically, there's a 50% chance every night when you wake that you are hungrier than you were when you went to bed.
So I'll pull up character sheet just so I can do this as we go. Wait, how do I? So I'm in the Roll20 main screen.
Yeah. So in the journals, in the player characters folder in the journal, your character will be in there.
There you go. All right. So anyway, the first night. Oh, so should I roll for the first night for how I wake up that morning?
Yes. Sure. Yeah. Just it's the rouse check. I think it's on the bottom left, all the way on the bottom. It says rouse.
Rouse check.
Hunger gain.
I did get a hunger gain?
Yes.
Alright, so do I add to... Wait, wasn't that 1 before? Does it go to 2 now? Or
yeah, if it was 1 before, it goes to 2 now.
Did it do that automatically, or do I need to add it myself?
I'm not sure.
Well, because I'm looking at a 2 right now, and I don't know what it was from the last...
We'll say you're at 2 now. Next time we make hunger checks, we need to pay attention and see if it's doing it automatically.
Okay. So anyway, so that day I'm feeling hungrier than I was the day before. Hunger's growing inside me, and I also know I've had rage issues as a human anyway.
Yeah.
Which, people in my gym help me channel clean and I've been able to overcome my natural rage issues through discipline. And that's one of the big things, the warrior way that's been taught to me in this gym is allowed me to overcome that inner beast or savage inside me, with discipline, dedication to that. And that's why I approach things methodically, in an unrelenting, almost obsessive manner, because leaning into that discipline is what keeps me alive. I start violating it little by breaking the discipline once, it could lead to, it could spiral into, okay, I'll let up one time and rage get the best of me. Control this way. So now I'm reflecting on that as using those same lessons I learned as a human that still apply as a vampire. But I'm finding the lust that's building up inside me as a vampire much stronger than anything I felt before as a human.
Yeah.
And now it's making me afraid. So as I watch these people, this old life that I'm kind of, this first night, looking at like a voyeur would, almost like I'm a ghost, and I'm going back and I'm looking down all these people I left behind, because I don't know if I'm ever going to talk to them or see them. I don't know what's inside me. I'm really scared of it. And I'm scared of just what I'll do to other people with it. Not to mention walking into people's lives. So, I find some of my friends and catch a sight of coach, and they're just all inside training, going about the business, and I'm seeing these people. It's surreal. They're living their lives without me, and I know that, I guess it's realistic to expect that, think about me every day. It's not like I walk around with a frown on their face every second of the day. It still hurts a little bit, I guess, when I see them smiling, but I should have known, it's not like they're never going to smile again, right? And they're going to find their moments of happiness where they're. So I check out the gym, I go back, and I check out the, I check out my parents' house. So we'll say my parents are still around. I have a little brother. I observe from far away. So it's a good thing that they managed to. When I got nabbed and arrested, I mean, it's not like parents were on the or anyway. So they managed to avoid immigration. But I'm sure that they're worried about me. They don't know where I am. They know I'm in the system. I'm sure they were trying to track me down or get in touch with me, but I don't know how they're thinking about that. So, that's that first night. And then I'm starting to realize I'm getting defeat. I've been taught how to know, so now I need to feed, and I'm not where a little bit of what El Cucuy said to me, or Enriquez said to me, makes sense the way he put it. It's and what I've experienced so far, it's not like I've killed anybody. It hasn't been a terrible experience necessarily. Maybe a little scary for a second. I'm starting to see that it's maybe the feeding thing is not as horrible as it is, but still something inside me tells me it's like, nah, I'm gonna feel like a cannibal if I go on my own people, so I gotta make this count, and do it against people that I don't like, that I don't taking back. The first person I think about is one of the known employers of illegal immigrants, undocumented workers who takes advantage of owns a restaurant, and ironically, it's a white guy that owns a Mexican restaurant, makes a bunch of money off the food, some of the underpays them, uses people that can't fight back, and has like abusive practices. I think of him first, as I did a short stint as a dishwasher for him. Big disagreement. Saw how he treated other people. I thought it was wrong. Was actually into the coach shortly afterwards and give a positive channel, because I could my backing bench on that. I think about going after. Then I also think back to what they told. You can't kill these people. You can't break the masquerade. And I feel like if I go after this guy, the kind of vendetta that I want to go after this guy, I could risk breaking those rules. So that's probably not the best guy. I have to go after somebody who want to teach a lesson I don't necessarily to teach
the same idea, but not personal.
Right. So there's this meth head local that likes to go around the neighborhood and just kind of try people's door handles. And whoever's door handle he finds open, he'll steal shit from. He'll look for somebody in the neighborhood to drop a cell phone, immediately take it. The person realizes, and just kind of comes up and steals from. When people know who he is, he's a little bit possibly dangerous. Nobody really wants to mess with him because he's a meth head, but he's also not super. He's not like he's not a guy that is naturally aggressive or goes after anybody specific intent. He's just a guy with a problem, and he's selfish and wants to survive. So he'll screw over who he has to get what he needs. So I figure I'll start with this guy. I'll start to get an idea of my surroundings, like how, of myself. What is this like? Can I control myself? So this is like, I guess, if I was a serial killer, I'd be starting off now by this guy is like, getting a cat and putting it in a bag and drowning the stream. Low level guy. But I'm thinking already, if this goes well, I could stick to kind of, I hate that I have to feed, but if I have to feed, I could feed on people who deserve. And maybe I can think about how to do this in a way that actually scares them, punishes them. So I wait till this guy, I kind of just sit out on the street now after kind of feeling sorry for myself and this life I've left behind and these people, not knowing whether I could talk to them again ever. And then I just wander in the streets and I come upon this guy and he's pulling the handles on the cars as usually, just kind of looking around, looking skeevy, scratching his neck a lot. He's looking jittery, like he needs a hit and he needs some money to get that next hit. So this is easy now. I'm thinking because he's isolating himself on purpose. He wants to remain unseen, so he can do things he's seeing, which makes my opportunity so much easier. When I slide up on this guy, it's so easy. I mean, he'd be easy to sneak up on as a human, but as a vampire, it's not even close how easily I slide up behind this guy. You know, and that's when and I do, you know, I'm a little overly cautious. I don't want him to see me, so while he's jiggling the door handle, he feels my strong fingers just on my good hand, the left hand, just grip him on his shoulder from behind, and I say, "Don't turn around." I hear him freeze up, and I say, you're stealing from innocent people that are hardworking, people that are just trying to get by, just like you. I don't want to see you. And every time you think about jiggling, I want you to think about how bad things could go for you. And then I sink my teeth into his neck. I feel him go rigid. I feel the terror spike up. His heartbeat speeds up, and that excites me.
And then the terror changes after a second or two, and it changes into something orgasmic to him. He's loving you feeding from him. It's fantastic, and he moans into it.
How do I feel?
It excites you, not sexually, but it's you're feeding. This is how every feed will always be. Even when you feed from another kindred, everybody you feed from loves it. They love it.
So I've experienced this before in limited, already, but it's kind of like throwing me off. Like
you were expecting him to be terrified, and he was terrified until the moment of the pleasure overflowed him, and now he's just in bliss. He's just in pleasure, and as soon as you let go, he'll be back to terrified. What the hell just happened? But in this moment, while you're feeding from him, he is in bliss.
So I'm enjoying this way more than I should be, and he's enjoying way more than I should be. And I'm thinking, part of me is thinking to myself, this is like that time I had sex with that unattractive, and I thought,
yeah, it kind of is, yeah. How much do you take?
By the way, this is not me personally.
Yeah,
thinking this is my character.
That's okay. We all believe you. How much do you take? You're at 2 hunger. If you take 1...
What was that?
Okay, this is how it works. So you're at 2 hunger right now. You can slake up to 5 hunger from a human. If you take 5, he'll die. He'll die right now. If you take 1, then he's going to be really groggy and, lightheaded. If you take 2, then he's probably going to need a hospital, but it's not for sure. If you take 3 or 4, he needs a hospital or he's going to die. But if you take 5, he'll die right now. You'll take it all. Now, taking 5, taking it all, is the only way to reduce yourself to 0 hunger. So really, you might as well either take only 1 or take it all.
Okay.
Mechanic-wise. Because taking
right.
2 or 3 or 4 isn't going to make any difference.
I think about going to 2, just because these feelings of like I'm enjoying this, but then that part of me where
he's definitely not. He stopped fighting you, and he's
right
into it.
But I guess my mind is racing here, and the thing is, I'm getting a little angry that he is enjoying, right? Like I'm enjoying it, but I am also getting angry that he's enjoying it. My point was to teach him a lesson that he's enjoying, and I know if I take a little bit, he's going to come out of this potentially unscathed. Right.
Well, if you only take a little, he's going to be lightheaded. He needs to go sleep. He needs to go eat something and sleep it off.
No, and I want to leave my mark on this guy. I wanna let him know. Because see, it would have been if he would have been terrified the whole time, which is what I was, I mean, I guess maybe not realistically expecting done this before. I'm still kind of.
You can definitely terrify your next person on purpose with intimidation. But it's likely that once it comes down to the feeding, the same thing will happen. They don't fight it. It's part of it's part of the reason the masquerade exists.
Could I do? So I shouldn't use the intimidation this time.
You can. I mean, especially when you're done. When you're yeah. Well, I mean,
okay.
you could make an intimidate. You did try to intimidate him before you started. I just assumed that it passed.
Yeah, that's fine. I can learn my I'm kind of like learning to use my powers. So if I'm using them inefficiently, that's probably good at this point.
Uh-huh.
All right. So should I try to intimidate him beforehand?
No, I mean, I assume that you did. The way that you
Okay. All right.
The way that you talked to him and you told him, that he's hurting from the innocent when he's stealing, and so you did. He was intimidated. Just now he's happy. And so are you. You're getting fed.
Right. So I'm happy, but I also I'm kind of there's part of me that wants to no, he can't be enjoying this too.
Okay. Well, if you take 2, then you should probably call a hospital for him.
I'm not thinking that far ahead.
Okay.
I want him to feel it. I want him to come out of this and not be like this was okay. This was a placebo experience. I just kind of scared. I wanted since it's not gonna hurt him and he's actually liking it now. I want there to be an aftermath. All right, you got to enjoy I want there to be a hangover basically, and a nasty one.
Okay.
So, not enough to kill him, but
If you take 3, he's gonna be unconscious.
Nah, 2. 2 is
okay.
Well, 2 would send him to the hospital without him even going unconscious?
Well, he might be unconscious. 2 is a kind of like a stamina roll type of thing. It depends on his health, and since he's a junkie, he's probably not in good health. 3 is always 3 and 4 are always gonna be the hospital.
Because I'm thinking, fuck this guy, right? And and so I take the 2.
Okay.
Just to make. I guess what I do. What I normally do, I lick the wound.
Yeah, you lick the wound to close it.
Okay, instead I'm gonna spit on the wound and smack it.
Okay. Yeah, and he goes flying.
Sting him, but no. Good. Into some trash.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, while he's laying there in the trash, call this a wake-up call. Life is precious, and you're wasting yours. Others don't get to live life as long as you have. Stop being a leech on society. Find out what you want to do in this life and how you're going to be better for other people. And if you don't, I'll be back. And next time, this will be a much worse experience.
You watch his eyes kind of gloss over just before you leave, as he passes out in the trash.
Alright, if he's passed out, then I guess I'll listen for it. Do I even have to put my ear to his heart to listen to his heartbeat, or sense his blood and stuff?
If you had heightened senses, then you wouldn't need to. So
okay.
But his heart was strong. You're pretty sure he's not dead.
Okay. I mean, does he appear like I do need to call a hospital for him?
Do you have any medicine?
What's that?
Do you have any medicine on your character sheet? Do you have any points in medicine? Nah, it's kind of like an iffy call for you. You could call him if you if you want to make sure that you don't have this this stain on your humanity.
His heartbeat seems strong, right?
Yeah, his heartbeat seems strong. You can go over there and check his pulse. It doesn't take medicine to check somebody's pulse, and he's still got a pulse, but he lost a lot of blood and he's kind of passed out.
And he's breathing normally and all that shit?
And his breathing seems kind of labored, but he seems like you think he'll probably be okay.
Alright, I'm out of here. Fuck that guy. And then I go back to wherever. Where are we staying? Where are they putting us up?
You're still in the Rose Hotel.
All right, that's my first night.
Okay. That was a good scene. Thank you very much, Serious Jest. Helps us all to, well, I mean, helps me and Lynn anyway, to understand kind of who Hector is and where he's coming from. And I am recording this, so hopefully the other two guys will be able to listen in. Okay. So, Lynn's still here?
Yep.
Okay. So, it's the next night now. And the night where that happened with Hector was the night where you went and had a talk with Spider and set up your meeting. Okay?
Okay.
So we're not going to go through that because it wasn't really important. So you wake up the next night. Both of you can make a rouse check.
Where do we do that again?
And your character sheet down on the bottom left. I think it was the bottom left.
Okay, so I click. Okay.
Uh-huh. You do not raise your hunger. And Hector? Because this is the next night now.
I'm trying to, yeah. For some reason, it's one.
There, you got it. And you are not hungry either. Both of you guys pass. So you're both at 1 or at least, I don't know, maybe.
Mine? Ew.
You're at 2, then it's because of something from when we played. So keep yourself at 2.
Yeah.
Unless you in the first 2 nights like Hector did, if you went hunting on your own, then you can go ahead and reduce 1. And you can tell that story next time. If you haven't hunted yet, then just leave it. Well, or you could actually have... You didn't even need to hunt. If in the last 2 nights, or right now, you order something and have it delivered to your room...
Yeah, I would have
then-
done that.
Okay.
I wouldn't have hunted yet.
Okay. Then you still haven't hunted, but you can reduce your hunger to 1.
Okay.
What did you ask for? Or just whatever's on tap?
Yeah, just whatever.
Okay.
There's a bug in here.
Okay. And so this is the night where you're supposed to meet your contact. And you are supposed to meet him, we'll say at 9 o'clock, which is still in a couple of hours, at an O'Tully's in the northeast on Dyer Street, which is not a really nice side of town.
Okay.
And O'Tully's is basically a McDonald's. It's like it's O'Tully's, the family place, and they've got burgers and chicken nuggets and a play place out for the kids, and all the kids want to go and they get toys with their Happy Meal equivalent. I'm not sure what the Happy Meal equivalent, but it's very similar to a McDonald's.
Mhm.
It's a World of Darkness McDonald's, but there are still McDonald's also. So if you just consider about half of the McDonald's are O'Tully's. And maybe also like 10 or 15% of Burger Kings are also O'Tully's. But O'Tully's is where McDonald's is like the #1 fast food place. Instead, O'Tully's is, and McDonald's is #2.
Okay.
So it's a place that everybody's familiar with, and they got them all over the place. So he told you which one to go to, and you also think that maybe you should invite Hector.
Okay.
Okay, so that's you guys. You know where Hector's room is. It's right
Where
across
are
the
we? Are
hall.
we just like passing each other in the lobby, or oh, okay.
Well, you're just waking up.
You ask him?
Yep.
And he said yes? Okay.
No, go ask him.
Oh, go ask him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's staying across the hall from me.
Okay. I guess I go.
The other 2 of your friends who were embraced and training with you, they've returned to their normal lives. One of them has a family and is a policeman. He's actually a detective. And the other one, she doesn't have a family. She does have a cat, and she's a therapist. So they've returned to their normal lives. So you haven't seen them for a few days. Also, every 3 hours, you guys have to make a call. They gave you a cell phone, and keep in mind, this is a year 2000 cell phone. But they gave you a cell phone, and they gave you a number to call, and you're supposed to call every few hours, just so that they can, make sure that you don't get lost or forget who you are, or if you need to talk to somebody. Phone, right? You all have your own cell phone, yes. And you guys probably traded numbers too, just in case you needed to reach each other. So I guess if Myla wants to, she could call Hector, or she could go across the hall and knock on his door.
And relationship-wise, none of us really know each other, right? Beyond
not really, no.
I mean, I don't know what conversations.
No, none of you have met in real life unless you want to have. You might
as far as
recognize
I don't
each
have
other
any
from
trust established with these people, right?
Yeah,
I just other than maybe like you guys are initiates the same way I am, but it's not like she's coming to my room and her and I are already cool.
No.
She's still kind of a stranger.
She is the closest thing you have to a, well, I mean, the three of them are anyway, to a kindred peer.
Right.
Someone on your own level, someone who doesn't look down on you. You have met a couple, like Spider and Cleo, who didn't look down on you a whole lot. Like, they didn't see themselves as necessarily your equal, but they didn't see themselves as your fucking king either.
Right.
They didn't treat you like you were babies.
What's the name of the... Are they factions, or what are they?
What?
The
clans? I don't know
clans,
what you're talking about.
Yeah, clans. What's the name of the clan I'm gonna go see?
Oh, you're gonna go see the Anarchs.
The Anarchs. Okay.
And that's not a clan, it's a sect.
Sect. Okay,
Yes.
That's what I was trying to find. For some reason, I was thinking faction. Okay.
Yeah, faction is okay. Sect is the proper term, but faction it's basically a faction. Yeah. And to the best of your knowledge, that faction is run by Valentina. So you were trying to find Valentina, and it didn't become as easy as you thought it was going to be. They're making you run through hoops.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go knock on his door.
Okay.
Or I guess actually it's a hotel, right? So
Yeah.
can I phone and just call his hotel number?
Yeah. You also have his cell number.
Oh, I do. I will text him.
Does texting exist already? It probably does.
Yeah, it does.
It did.
When I was like 16, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just text him and just say, hey, this is Myla. I'm gonna go, or I guess I have the appointment, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll say I have an appointment to go, visit with the Anarchs. Do you want to come? Send.
Hector looks at his phone. Am I familiar with the term Anarchs?
It is something that was brought up a couple of times. That's Valentina was the leader of the Anarchs. Do you remember Valentina from last time? I don't know how much you were able to.
Wait, which one is she?
She was
the one that sat Funky in the chair.
Yeah, she was the one that sat Funky in the chair.
Oh yeah, she was the one that's what you call it? The ugly ones.
No, she was not the Nosferatu. Mother was.
Wait, Mother's a Nosferatu? Wait, I thought Valentina was the one that used to be beautiful and then got made into...
No, that was Cleo.
That's Cleo.
Oh, Cleo, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So which one's Valentina?
Valentina was in the room when you guys went to go talk to Mother. She posed herself sitting on top of the rim of the chair she was sitting in, and at the end she drew you guys the symbols of the 3 or 4 werewolf sects.
Oh,
she
and
told
her
you.
and was it Goldman that they were kind of like?
And her and Goldman were not getting along.
Type of thing, like if their sects are complete sects, not sex, but they're like, yeah,
complete opposites.
In fact, I'm not sure how complete my list is, but these are the things that you guys are aware of, like the current side plot lines that are going on right now. Prince James.
Wait, but the king was okay with sending us to meet with an Anarch?
He
Aren't they, like-
might not have known that she was there. He sent you to meet with Mother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He made it aware. She said that they're a sect that's not like I forgot how she worded it.
Yeah, she did mention that.
Like, the prince doesn't necessarily want us to be a part of them, but he's also not going to hold us back if we want to.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So this isn't
The way
like
I-
okay.
Get it.
Let me run you guys through the plot lines that there might even be some more, but these are the ones that I noticed that are already happening that you're aware of. Prince James hired an Assamite to hunt and kill a target. You don't even know why. There is a rivalry going between Goldman and Prince James. There's a rivalry going between Goldman and Valentina. There's a rivalry going between Vincent and Prince James, and you guys have not met Vincent.
Okay.
You guys have heard of a Nosferatu called the Rat King, who is the sire of both Spider and Cleo. And Cleo hates his guts, and Spider thinks he's kind of cool. That one is more of a Jack one. The FBI with police assistance are investigating the detention center. You know that's going on. You have a Prince James versus Hopkins story, but Hopkins that's kind of more of a Jessica story. The Sabbat are everywhere. You guys are aware of that. And then the redirect, that's also a Jack thing, but when the very first Jack scene was that he was changing evidence of a murder that happened. So you guys have a
Jack
bunch of
is
little
the leader of the
Jack.
what's it called, the coterie?
No, the coterie is basically you guys' party, but it hasn't really been formed yet. Jack is the detective guy that N.T. Chapin plays.
Okay. So wait, the king is what's the king's name again?
Prince James.
James. So wait, is James the leader of the what's the vampire order called again?
The Camarilla.
The Camarilla, right? Okay, so who's the opposite, the sworn enemies of the Camarilla? Is it the Sabbat?
The Sabbat.
Okay, so it's not the Anarchs.
The Anarchs kind of are the sworn enemies of the Camarilla, but the Camarilla don't see it that way.
Okay.
The Camarilla see them more as a nuisance.
So my guy's aware that. I mean, I guess like what I'm saying, the concern would normally be to me, right? I get a text from saying, "Hey, let's go meet the leader of the Anarchs," and if I know that the Anarchs are like enemies of the guy who's hosting us in the hotel,
yeah,
I'm probably not. Gonna...
You've heard several times that that he is marginally okay with them. They're not at war. He lets them be. I think it was even said this way. He lets them do their own thing, as long as they still listen to him when it's time to fight the Sabbat. It's still as long as they still line up to defend the borders.
Mm-hmm.
So she texts me she's gonna meet the Anarchs. All right.
Yeah, and my thinking, I mean, even outside of like them being here tonight, I wasn't gonna ask Jack because Jack seems like he's.
Yeah, so we were gonna end. I was gonna have to find some way to either involve Jack or, I don't know. I was even leaning on the idea of him investigating a murder fucking right across the street or something.
Yeah, because I was like, and I kind of don't even want to.
It actually helped me that he didn't come tonight because now we could do this. It's a lot easier for Hector to want to go. He still might not actually want to, but it's much more easier for Serious Jest to force Hector to go than it is for you to even force Myla to invite Jack.
Yeah, and my thinking of inviting Hector too was that Valentina said that the Anarchs don't follow the rules. Like, they have their own inner code or whatnot. And so I right away relate to that because I'm not going to follow all the rules either. I'm going to do what I think is right. And Hector comes off kind of like that to me as well. I could be wrong, but that's how Myla currently sees him. So I thought
Hector looks at his phone.
You also
Looks
don't
up at
have
this
anything
dealing.
to do tonight yet. You were just gonna go and, watch some people.
Yeah,
And
so
what-
literally, I'll let about 5 minutes pass from that text, and then I text back, sure, I got nothing else to do.
Okay. I'll say like meet me. I guess. I guess like in a lobby. I would imagine.
Yeah, you can meet in the lobby.
Okay. In 20 minutes or something.
Do either of you have a car? Because there's no Ubers.
Oh, there's no Uber.
You could take a taxi.
Um,
You could take the bus. You could see if somebody wants to
I
drive
had
you,
an
or we'll
old car
give you
in
a.
my.
I don't particularly want to necessarily ask someone to drive me there.
Yeah, I don't have a car. I had one in a civilian life
I guess a taxi.
before.
Yeah, I did too. I guess a taxi would be okay.
How much money do you think you have left?
Oh, that was a question I wanted to ask, and I didn't remember it till right now. As far as like my human money and stuff, so that bank account,
It's probably already been closed.
yeah. So I have like 0 monies.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Yeah, my guy, remember, was coming out of a detention
Yeah,
facility. so
yeah.
I had
Hector
to-
doesn't have any money either.
All right. Well, I guess
You guys could try to solve this problem first.
Can we
How far is this place?
have vampire abilities to like get a human to drive us there,
Well,
like they do in the movies?
I don't think either of you have those things.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I guess we're in the lobby. I go, hey, let's walk out the side and try to solve this problem.
Okay.
So
You guys
so we
could
can-
try to ask the Camarilla or the Prince or the operator or somebody.
So first, I want to flush out with her. Look,
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about this a lot over text or on the cell phone. What's the deal? What's going on with this meeting?
Oh, I just want to basically like find out what they're all about and get information and stuff.
Did she ask you to meet with her?
No, I initiated it. So I was trying to find her and I couldn't find her, so I talked to Spider, and Spider set up an appointment for me.
Spider was the little Nosferatu techie guy in the
Mhm.
in the underground.
And so I guess, look, I don't know about you. I'm really this. I wasn't into politics as a human. This I'm even less sure about. I don't know anything about this prince guy or this king guy. I don't necessarily like. I'll tell you, I don't even like that I'm saying I have a king. That I'm calling this guy king to begin with. Right?
No.
But
I'm king either.
Well, Prince is what
I like
they never use the term king. They always
Yeah.
use the term Prince.
that was one. Oh yeah, Prince. But that was one of the things that I kind of liked about what she was saying, was that they kind of do their own thing.
yeah, and I don't really know what's going on right now. All I know is this guy's being nice to us and he's putting us up in this hotel. Looks like he's expecting us to eventually start work. It's not it because
Oh,
nothing's
that's
free
another-
in this life.
I just remembered another thing to write down on my list of plot lines. The
So,
Bloodthorns all died last week.
The
I guess
what?
I'm looking for.
The Bloodthorns all died last week, and that's when he decided to call open
Oh,
season
that's
to
right.
embrace people.
But I mean, the sense I've gotten is they're probably going to be asking us to pull soon. I don't necessarily. This guy, at least right now, talks to us with some kind of respect. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily want to piss him off or if he is being solid with us. I'm not sure I want to go starting trouble for no reason. But I mean, I guess I want to know what your frame of mind is. You're thinking, because for somebody that just got embrace like I did. You seem to have more of an understanding politics behind this.
Oh no, I'm not at all. I just I am, they tell me that I'm in the assassin clan. And frankly, I like that and I want to get started, and I think that might be a group that could be a good support system for me. Maybe. And I don't know. I mean, I just figure it's worth talking to them and seeing what's there, and it's not like we have to do anything.
She's a little bit in a boat like Hector, where at least Hector got to meet his sire before he got dumped off. She still hasn't met her sire.
Right.
And you're aware of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know much about her, period.
Yeah.
My guy is like, I'm just kind of like thinking about this. Like exactly what he told her. This is his thinking, like, hey, right now I seem to be somewhat safe. And like, I don't know why she's pushing to meet this other group. I'm not, but then at the same time,
it's also been 3 nights, right?
Yes.
So I've been here for 3 nights, and I don't know anybody, and I have nothing to do, and I can't go back to my life because I'm dead. I have no family. So what Valentina said struck me, I guess, and I just figure I might as well go meet somebody or some people, and rather than sitting here alone by myself every night doing nothing.
All right, so I listened to her explanation, quiet about it, and then I scanned the area. Is there like is this hotel the kind that has like do they have like, I mean, is it a nice hotel, or is it like, does it have like traffic, like cars around it anywhere, like people dropping people off?
Yeah, it does have some
there
people
hookers?
dropping people off in the front. This is the nicest hotel in the city, which would make it like a 4-star hotel.
So what are the vehicles I see in the vicinity that have drivers?
I don't know. There's a bunch of like super nice cars come in, like Lincolns and Mercuries and all these expensive things. The Toyotas and the Lexus.
To be totally candid, I guess where I'm going with this, and this might help you answer my question better. So I'm going to tell her just wait right here without an explanation, and then I'm going to head to the vehicle in the vicinity that I feel like I can go intimidate the driver and get him to take us there.
Okay.
Okay. I'll wait.
All right.
I'm gonna watch because I'm curious, but I'll wait there.
What kind of car are you looking for?
I don't care. Somebody that's going to get us there. I mean, if I see some pompous asshole driving a nice vehicle, even more of an opportunity for me to flex on somebody.
Okay. I want you to roll 1d10.
I do that on the sheetie.
Do it on the left bar. You can do it in Roll20 or in Discord. It's okay. It's exclamation mark space D10 space 1 or I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't done it enough.
Isn't there an easier way to do it right on? Because I thought you had us do this on the thing.
Yeah. So in Roll20, on that left side bar.
Oh, rolls. It says rolls.
Is rolls. And just click on a D10 and it'll do it.
It says rolls and then custom. We'll add one. This.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I see this. Okay, gotcha. All right, I was able. Right, so D10.
Yeah. Oh, you got a 3. Okay. So, a nice, fancy black town car pulls up. And a guy gets out and he's wearing a black suit. And he goes and he opens up the back door behind him. And a lady gets out. And she's, I don't know what she's wearing, like like a red dress, like she's going out partying. Of course, she came to the hotel, but she's wearing a red dress with a slit in the side, and it's showing a lot of cleavage. She's got long, beautiful dark hair. She's got on a lot of makeup. Is one of the most beautiful women that you've ever seen in your entire life, at least in person. We're here, Miss Ava. And he helps her out of the car and closes the door. And she's looking around and she spots you. She stops and kind of just tilts her head a little bit. "Are you Hector?" she says.
I look, surprised, like, how the hell, like, I give her like a how the hell do you, and I just, and I say, who?
And she walks right up to you, and every movement she makes is just sex walking.
I'm still waiting for her to answer.
What do you think of the hotel?
By the way, so how, vampire-wise, like, is this still, like, are we still feeling the same sexual urges?
Not
Like, is this something-
really.
Okay.
In fact, this might be the
so my
first
guy's
time
kind of
that you're
practical,
noticing you should be feeling these sexual urges, and you're not. You're recognizing that she's beautiful, but you're not feeling it in your body the way you should.
Well, this is even gonna reinforce my guy's a practical guy.
Mhm.
If I'm looking to, like, I'm on task right now,
Uh-huh.
I'm looking to get somewhere. I don't give a shit about this beautiful woman, especially if now this doesn't really serve. Like, in this life, she doesn't serve me at all. So her beauty's kind of like it's I notice it, but it's not any sway over me as far as I feel. But
She
so
puts
now am I
her
enjoying the hotel?
she puts her arm through yours and takes a step towards the doors of the hotel, kind of dragging you with her. And she makes a big wide wave at the hotel and says, "What do you think of my hotel?"
Am I anywhere near this?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, they took a step closer to you. You're not that far.
Okay, I'm not gonna move or anything. I'm just watching and listening. Looking at her weird.
Because I'm not letting her pull me, so unless she's like exhibiting some kind of strength, I'm just kind of staying. But I'm not like
Okay,
fighting her.
the
but I'm
second
not moving.
that you didn't let her pull you, that same power that went across you when you were talking to the prince goes across you again, just as powerful as it was with him. And
Okay.
all of her social stats are +4. Well, her charisma, not all of her social stats. So she is now running with a charisma of 8 and a persuasion of 5, and just giving you a gentle pull. And you can't fight that.
No, and at this point, I don't want to.
Right.
I guess my body.
But you
My
felt it.
body
You
and
know,
my,
you know that she just used a kindred power.
Right. All right. So my I guess my body language and my facial expressions or whatever are kind of now like, okay, I'm showing you respect, like, in that I'm new to this. I'm like, I'm not even trying, and you're somebody that I could possibly learn from, or I'm interested in what you're saying for that. Like, it's not that I'm looking for something from you because you came at me like a sexy woman. You're somebody now who is in this world, and I'm trying to learn from. So I'm now deeply interested in what you say. So I kind of
and then she waves at the hotel. What do you think of my hotel?
And I kind of stammer out. It's nice. It's really nice. It's probably the nicest hotel I've stayed.
Thank you very much. And she glances over and spots Myla. Miss Myla,
Yeah?
I thought that was you. What do you think of my hotel?
I like it. It's my home now. For now, at least.
Yep, that's why I thought it was you. I heard that the two of you need to stay here, and your two compatriots were able to return to their lives. Simon, give them my card. And the driver from the car comes over and he gives a card to both of you. If you guys need anything, make sure to give me a call. We take care of our own here. It has her name. It's Ava something.
Ava something.
Ava Reyes. A-V-A Reyes. R-E-Y-E-S. And that's all it says. And it's got a red rose in the bottom right corner. And it has a phone number.
It doesn't say, like, hotel owner or anything like that?
Nope, it does not. It doesn't even say the Rose Hotel. It has her name, and it has a red rose.
Okay.
I say thank you.
So, were you guys heading out tonight?
Stammer, yeah. Well, looking to.
Do you need
transportation?
Do you need a car?
We'd appreciate it. I feel.
And she just snaps her fingers. Simon, I want you to drive these two around tonight. Return them to the hotel when they're ready. Yes, ma'am, Miss Ava.
I see.
He is a white guy. I know the way I said that sounded like he was a black guy, like been a fucking ghoul since the 1830s. But no, he's a white guy. And then she releases your arm and just sways her way into the hotel, drawing everybody's attention as she moves.
Alright, and I know. So I guess I wait till she walks in before I turn this down. And then I look back at what's your character's?
Myla.
Miss Myla, Mr. Hector, where am I taking you tonight? He seems just a little bit perturbed, like maybe he thought he was going to have the night off. I don't think Hector recognizes that. I think Myla recognizes that. Myla has a really high insight, natural insight.
Yeah.
What's Hector's natural insight? Like 1 or 0?
2.
Oh, yeah, you probably recognized it too.
Yeah, mine's 4.
He has somewhere else to be.
Yeah, well, maybe not necessarily. It doesn't seem like that much. Like, oh, god damn it. No, he just seems like maybe he was going to chill in the car and watch TV or something. And now he has to work.
Well, and the place we're going is just a restaurant, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell him.
It's a McDonald's, basically.
Okay, McDonald's.
Otoli's.
Otoli's.
Otoli's. To the Otoli's.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Hold on, I gotta go check on my daughter real fast.
Okay.
So I tell him, to the Otoli's on Dyer. If you want to just drop us off, that's fine. I don't mind at all.
Well, how would I get you back to the hotel?
I'm sure we can find our way back.
I'm sorry, Miss Myla. I have to return you to the hotel tonight.
Okay. Alright, well, that's, I guess, to Otoli's.
Okay. And he goes and he opens the back seat for you guys. It's a super nice leather interior, and this is like a $100,000 car.
Dang.
Okay, and he drives.
Okay. I guess I relax and look out the window. I don't know.
I don't think there's a TV in the car yet.
Who am I meeting?
You are meeting what Spider said is a hacker named Balls Deep.
Okay. And it's a man. It's a man. or male.
Well, and probably with a name like that.
Yeah. But they didn't say like how he didn't say like how I would know it's him or
Yeah,
anything.
I'm back.
No, Spider has never met him in person.
Oh. So did he give me any advice on how to know it's him? Is
Nope.
he gonna be Nosferatu and look ugly?
Oh, Spider said that he's not Nosferatu. He's Bruja,
Can we
or he
Do we
says
have,
he
like-
thinks he's Bruja anyway. What?
do we have like natural ability to recognize a vampire?
No,
No?
no.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, this will be an adventure, I guess. Okay.
Jessica does. You guys are once we eventually get you guys to the point where you are a coterie, where you are a party, you're gonna fill each other's gaps real nice.
Well, that's good.
But that we might not actually get all the way there until 20 years later. I don't know. We'll have to see. I might rule you guys being together just for simplicity. Still, as like your coterie's purpose is to learn shit and not get killed. Learn to depend on each other. And this way, I only need one guy to keep an eye on you instead of 4. So that might be the way your coterie gets initially formed. You might even put a guy in your coterie to be your tutor, to be your mentor, and make sure you don't do anything stupid. Okay, well, so he takes the freeway for a while, and then he gets off the freeway, and the area starts getting a little bit grungier and grungier. It doesn't go all the way slummy, but there's like right next to the Otulis is a little strip mall that's like really low quality strip mall, and 2 of the spaces are empty, and one of them is a bar, and the other one is a haircut place where you can get $2.50 haircuts. And he pulls his car into the into the parking lot for the Otulis, and it is by far the nicest car here. Most of the cars here are at least 5 years old, and half of the cars here are 10 years old.
Okay.
But it's also not that busy either. There are about 10 cars. And
Okay.
some of them are going to belong to the restaurant workers. You're a little bit early. It's about 8:45.
Okay. Well, I talked to, I forgot his name. The,
Simon.
driver. Simon. Do you have, like, a number or something that will call you when it's done? So I have to let me out here.
It's already in
or-
your pocket, miss.
Oh. What? The lady's number?
Yes.
Oh.
I
Okay.
answer Miss Ava's phone.
Oh. Okay. Well, thank you for the ride.
I'll be waiting right here, miss. If you don't mind, maybe you could bring me out a burger when you're
Oh.
finished.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Okay.
that tells you that he's probably not a vampire.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, okay, he eats food.
Okay.
Okay.
And you guys go inside.
Okay. I go inside.
And it's...
Before, as I'm on my way out of the car, I'm like, hey man, if you want a burger, you gotta give us some money. Got it.
Oh, you guys don't have any money? And
I was
he
gonna
pulls
buy
out his
something.
wallet, and he's flipping. He opens up his wallet, and you see he's flipping through 100, 50, 20, 20, 10, and he goes back, and he pulls out a 20 and hands it to you.
All right, and then so I briefly look at the 20, and I just roll out. No, as I'm walking out, actually, as I step out of the car, I like say back over my shoulder. You want cheese with that?
Yes, please.
I
I
was,
can't walk.
I was just gonna try and convince the cashier to give me a burger. I guess. All right.
That's what Hector got them street smarts.
Right.
A burger will come to cash. Huh?
Okay. So yeah, it's just like a normal McDonald's. There's only 2 people in line in front of you, and just about every customer in here is overweight.
Okay.
Except for one.
I was just about to say, is there?
Okay.
I first start looking at people that aren't.
Yeah. Everybody in here is overweight except for one little biker chick who is sitting at a table over in the corner. And I can give you her description. Okay. Details. We'll start with distinguishing features. I like to do that. The left side of her head is shaved. The right side is styled short and neon green. A leather jacket with the anarchy symbol on the back in red, concealed behind a black leather backpack. I guess she's not actually wearing the backpack right now. And the backpack has a silver anarchy symbol zipper. She's wearing black leather pants, heavy combat boots with a row of 5 spikes over each of the toes.
Huh.
And she's got out a laptop. So her backpack is open and she's got out a laptop. And she's typing away.
I don't know if this is her or not. I'm gonna like casually stroll by and just be like, balls deep? And see what happens.
Did you say balls deep? Is that what you said?
That is what she said, yes. You guys didn't talk at all about who are we meeting? Who's your contact?
No, we sure did not.
No, I just been following her, so like I was like, whatever. I'll just, But so when she says that, I just do like a double take, like I'm visibly like, what the fuck?
And she looks up, Myla? Have a seat, Myla.
Okay. I sit down, but I'm like, I was expecting a male, actually.
Yeah, everybody expects a male with this name. Gotcha.
And I'm just still standing there with like a dumb look on my face, just kind of amused.
And that, she points up at his dumb face, and she says, and that stunning look right there is the reason I use that name. Gotcha. Everybody by surprise. And even if they never meet you in real life, they expect you to be a man. They expect you to think like a man, and I always surprise them.
I didn't know your name up until now, so it's just the name itself.
Emily. Name's Emily.
Hector.
Oh.
Nice to meet you. And then I sit down, I guess, next to Myla.
She pulls, she's got like a small fries, and she's got a medium-sized drink. And she pulls the drink up to her mouth, and there's no sucking sound. And then she puts it back down. Do you guys want anything? I'm buying. I can get you a soda or something.
You know what? I'll have a burger with cheese, please.
Okay. And she gets up and walks over to go order it for you guys. And while she's standing in line, Myla, you get a text on your phone.
I do?
Yes.
Okay. I pull out my old 2000 phone and look at it.
And it says, he knows he can't eat it, right? You never gave this person your phone number.
I kind of look at her with like a look like how, like I'm confused. But then I don't know. I'm just gonna text back and say, yes, it's for the driver.
Okay. And a couple minutes later, she comes back. She's got a burger. She gives both of you guys a small fries and both of you guys a medium drink. And then she leans in across the table so you can both hear, and she whispers, "I didn't even eat this shit when I was alive."
I kind of smirk and say, "Me neither."
I did.
Then she leans back, picks up her drink, puts a straw in her mouth, does not suck on it, and then puts it back down.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I do the same thing at the same time as her. So it probably looks funny because we both doing it at the exact same time. Like a little kid might do it when they're just imitating what everybody else is doing.
We're like, oh, mom's doing it, we better do it.
Yep.
Okay. So, you guys are interested in the Anarchs? Is that what was going on? What? Did you say
This
something?
is like this is our 5th day, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, well, I mean, I initiated the contact set an appointment just honestly out of sheer curiosity. And then Hector he's new to this too, and he was he's kind of just staying at the hotel too, so I just thought I'd invite him.
I give a polite smile.
Okay. And she looks at Hector and she says, "Have you met Vincent yet?"
No.
He'll probably be calling for you soon.
Who's Vincent? Do we know who he is already?
No, you guys have not met
I
Vincent.
know who he is. Because Enrique, he's my sire's sire, so I know he exists and I haven't heard good things.
Well,
But I
he's
don't
he's
necessarily
not
know Thomas
Enriquez's
Lee.
sire. What he is leader of the Bruja clan
Okay.
here.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Enriquez didn't have very nice words
No,
to say
he did
about
not.
him, so
No.
I don't have a very high opinion of the guy, but I also don't know this lady, so I'm not going to tell her that.
Yeah.
I just say, okay.
Do I know who Vincent is at all, or I've never heard of him?
No, you would have heard the name. I think Prince James mentioned it when
Okay.
I think he told Hector when he first met Hector to do his best to stay away from Vincent.
Okay.
I think that would be that's
Sounds
just
like
about all you've heard of him.
Okay.
Oh, I have. What was the name of it? I have the name of Vincent's club somewhere, and she's going to tell you that right now. I forgot that that I needed to look that up. Damn. Okay, well I know where I could find it. I gotta pause the recording real quick. Oh, I can't pause it? I can only stop it? Well, that's stupid. I'll look on my phone then. Okay. Well, we can continue having a conversation, and I'll tell you that she tells you that he runs this gentleman's club, and I'll tell you what it's called right now. So I don't remember, but we can continue the conversation. I'll just stick this back in as soon as I find it.
Okay. I'm just listening to them, I guess, because I don't really have anything to do with Vincent.
Well, she's not going to linger on Vincent for very long.
Okay.
I'm just listening. I'm not trying to. I'm listening to what she has to say. I'm not trying to give an opinion about Vincent. Right?
Damn, how long ago was this fucking conversation?
Beep beep boop beep 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 beep.
I guess the name of the club is Knockers.
No.
Knockers.
Balloons.
Let's,
Fat girls, spelled with a PHAT.
And a Z.
yeah. Noche Vida.
You were way off.
Yeah.
I need
That
to write
sounds
that
very
down.
Italian for El Paso.
It's Spanish.
That's not Spanish. That's
Yes, it is.
That's Italian. Dolce Vita is not Spanish.
What, El Paso?
Noche Vida. It
No.
directly translates
could
to
be both.
nightlife.
A lot of Italians say
No, Spanish is la vida de la noche.
Yeah. No, I know. It is it's that's why I said it's direct translation. I have it spelled wrong on purpose.
Huh? Wait.
What's it called?
Dolce.
Noche Vida.
Wait, dulce vida? D-U-L-C-E?
Noche. Noche.
Oh, no, noche vida. Okay. I thought you said dolce vida.
No.
Oh, yeah.
D-O-L. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, that's Italian. But no, yeah, noche vida. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what questions do you guys
Dolce
have?
like Dolce Gabbana.
So what questions?
I'm not listening. I'm just listening to her. I'm not telling her.
Okay.
Like she said, do you know Vincent? I said, no, never met him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you're gonna. I'm sure he'll be calling for you soon.
Okay.
So I don't know anything about any of this. This is literally like our 5th night as this life.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what Spider told me.
Yeah. And I just when we met Mother, Valentina was there and she just kind of mentioned the Anarchs and it just kind of piqued my curiosity. So I literally know nothing at all.
Okay. Well, did they tell you about what the White Tower is?
No.
The Camarilla.
Unless they did and I person unless Lynn
Okay,
doesn't
so-
remember.
I'm shaking my head.
All right.
Okay.
The Camarilla, the White Tower, is this organization of really old motherfuckers who think that everybody has to do every goddamn thing that they say, and if you don't, then they kill you. So,
Okay.
the Anarchs are like, nah, man, that's horrible and that sucks, and we're not going to do that anymore.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's it.
Okay. And how?
Prince James is one of these guys.
Prince James is the leader of the White Tower here in El Paso. He's the Prince of the Camarilla. He's actually a pretty cool prince. I haven't met any others. And he is, he's not trying to flush out the Anarchs. The other cities, except in California, the other cities, the Camarilla doesn't want us there. So we have to be under the radar and hide. And we're a lot more powerful now that the entire Gangrel clan left the Camarilla last year. Did you hear anything about that?
No.
No. Valentina was his sheriff last year. You know what the sheriff is? Well, I mean, I imagine you can imagine what the sheriff is, right? Sheriff is the prince's law enforcement ass kicker. Yeah. So Valentina was Prince James' sheriff, and all of the Gangrel, right? I don't know, maybe not all. There's probably some hangouts here or there, but all of the Gangrel across the entire globe left the Camarilla last year. All of them, and they all joined with us. So the Anarchs in El Paso went from 3 to, how many are we? 13? It's just a drop of a hat. And now
How
he
many
has to
Camarilla?
recognize us.
Okay.
What'd you ask?
How many Camarilla are there?
Oh, in this city? I probably 20-ish.
Is that counting this last group of us 4?
Well, I'm taking a ballpark guess. So, I mean, it could be a little more, it could be a little less. The prince has to control how many kindred are in the city, or else we can become too populated and overfeed. And even in anarch cities in California where there is no Camarilla prince, they still have to be careful that there aren't so many kindred feeding that we reveal ourselves. The masquerade is still an important rule to our sect as well. In fact, it's the only one of their traditions that we actually follow.
But
Okay.
don't kill people.
So,
Well,
what
I mean,
is-
that one is still a pretty good rule to follow, just because it's kind of part of the masquerade. If we feed and we kill too many people, then it's easier to take notice, right? So. Yeah. So although that's not killing humans isn't actually one of the White Tower's traditions. It's Prince James's rule. He doesn't want the kind in the city to just be merely food sources to us. He wants us to be careful who we hurt, and he's a good guy to them as far as princes go. I think that's why I don't mind staying here, because I was thinking about packing it up and heading out to L.A. But now El Paso's been pretty good. Valentina's been pretty good to me. And, yeah, Prince James has been pretty good to me.
So-
If Prince James is a good prince, then why do you guys need to be all chaos?
Because Prince James isn't the Camarilla, he's just the Camarilla here. The Camarilla is a global society. And there's no telling when he's going to be gone, and the next prince is... I mean, if he's one in a million princes, then the next guy's going to suck. The next guy could be Goldman, the next guy could be Vincent. Both of them are trying to get the crown. Goldman would be worse than Vincent.
how do you get?
You just need the Kindred to support you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what does it mean exactly, like, to become a part of the Anarchs?
Basically, it means you're not going to try to join the White Tower. And you're going to stand with us to fight the White Tower if it decides to fight us, try to kick us out of the city. And right now, I'm afraid that kind of means we are struggling with Vincent's Bruja to hold territory. They're trying to push us out of the city.
You guys hear me?
Yeah. So
okay.
right now, it means that we're struggling with Vincent's Bruja for territory. They are trying to push us out of the city.
Okay. And as Kindred, we do not have to belong to one, do we?
No. In fact, your clan doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
The leadership of your clan is not part of the Anarchs nor the Camarilla. In fact, I've never seen an Assamite before. It's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, this is more, and this is kind of actually what, I don't want to say that, but yeah, I don't want to be in the middle of clan or sect fights or anything
Well,
like that.
that's kind of your clan is often in the middle. They hire you to make.
Well, yeah, but that's different than being in a set. You're
You're not part of the politics. You're a
Mhm.
tool of the politics, but not actually part of the politics. Yeah, it sounds like you're understanding. Not that I have a whole lot of understanding of the Banu Hakim. Is that what you guys say? The Assamites, but it looks like your understanding is at least as good as mine. I hear you haven't met your sire yet.
No, I have not, no.
Yeah, when I looked you up, I found out that you're dead.
I am, and I mean, that's initially what led me here was, I do like not having a set of rules to live under, but at the same time, joining a sect gives you a rules to live under regardless, and I don't really want
being
that.
Kindred gives you some rules to live by,
Yeah, but I mean,
no matter what sect or faction or whatever you call home. You're often our sires will have some rules for us as well,
yeah. But right now, I mean, I've spent the last 3 nights at the hotel.
That's nice.
It's
Ugh.
really not, but I don't
Beautiful.
know it.
Beautiful hotel, man. Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything to do, and I very much feel like I'm supposed to be doing something.
Well.
So I feel like I'm just kind of
But
like,
what? I mean, what kind of skill set do you have? What do you want to be doing?
what my clan does.
Take money and boons and favors to kill people.
I guess. But more of it's like, well,
You know, there's this guy. No, I'm kidding.
not really. How do I word it? Truthfully, I guess I have a couple of people that I feel should be taken care of. But I want to make sure that it's how do I kind of word it? Like it's a fine line between doing what I want to do, but making sure that it's not gonna cause problems. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, I don't want to go against anybody, but at the same time, if it's something I feel I need to do, I'm gonna do it. So I'm trying to figure out how to navigate those waters.
She leans back in her chair and takes her drink and doesn't drink from it. I want you both to make a wits and awareness roll with 0 bonus.
Awareness.
We
So-
both do?
Yeah, both of you. So
Okay.
just go to awareness and you click on the die, and then you'll select wits from the pull down menu, and then it has a 0 bonus.
Awareness.
Awareness is in the 3rd column.
Submit. Did it work?
You probably have to tell it the 0 still.
Oh, yeah. Submit.
Alright, hold on a second.
You didn't change your hunger back to 1?
Oh, yeah, I should have.
Okay, so we're going to assume that the first hunger die you rolled is the real hunger die, and the other one is a normal hunger die. So that makes it so you don't have a bestial failure.
Okay, I have to roll awareness, you said?
Yes. Awareness and wits.
Awareness and wits. Oh, how do I...
I'm good at both. Oh, no, wits is that too.
So, awareness...
That wasn't a bestial
just
failure
roll it.
anyway. You got 3 successes, so that's fine.
Input value, wits, and submit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Modifier 0, right?
Yes. 2. Okay. First I want to look up bestial failure while I'm at it. I know right where to look. I'm pretty sure a beast, because it tells you got a bestial failure on there, but I'm pretty sure it's just telling you that you rolled a 1 on your hunger dice. Because I think you only have a bestial failure if you have 0 successes. Both of you passed this
I
check.
just have to eat someone that's at the McDonald's?
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Okay.
this Coke does nothing. Do we
Yeah, it
get
should be
sick
right
if
around
we
here.
actually drink it?
Yes, you gonna try and eat the... There's some fries right there. You can eat some fries.
No, I wouldn't do it in public, but I might take it with me and eat one in the safety of my hotel room to see
Okay.
what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity.
You can chew it up.
Well, I
and
thought I
spit it
knew
out.
exactly where it was. Alright, well, we're gonna say that... Here, it'll be right here. Conflicts, contests... Conflict turn. Well, no, guess it wasn't. Alright. So, anyway, you guys both passed. As she leans back in her chair and pretends to sip her drink, you both notice that inside her leather jacket, she has a pistol. She is armed.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so we know that this lady has a pistol?
Yes.
Who notices? We both
Both of
did?
you both did. You only needed one success. She's not very
Where
good.
is it?
She is not
But
very
I
good at
feel-
hiding it. It is on her hip, on her left hip.
But I feel like that's not.
She's actually not very good at hiding it.
Yeah, and I also feel like that's not necessarily a big shocker.
Yeah.
Should it be?
No, it
Okay.
not necessarily. But this is the first person that the first kindred that you've noticed that is armed. But they've all, you know, a lot of them have had guys that were armed, like clearly, openly armed.
Right. Hmm.
See, there's convictions. So. I'm gonna have to find it later and just assume that I'm right. So it may turn out that I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it is only a bestial failure if you had no successes. And if you had no successes and one or more ones on your hunger dice. That's what I remember it being, and I'll look it up later.
Okay.
So when you get that, the beast warning is telling you that you had a 1 on a hunger dice. So if you have 0 successes to go with it, then you have a bestial failure. Bestial failure is bad. That's
Okay.
that's your beast becoming frustrated and trying to get out. Okay.
Okay.
So Spider says that you actually met Valentina the other night. What do you think of her?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really talk to her much.
Isn't she the most badass bitch on the whole damn planet?
I mean, I did find her intriguing. That's why I'm here. And what she had to say. So, you know,
Just good balance.
she does, indeed.
Yeah, she's got great balance. I got pretty good balance too. What other things was I supposed to talk about? Oh. And you guys also met Goldman, I hear.
Yeah.
What did Goldman
Was my guy
have to say?
around for the whole Goldman encounter?
Yeah,
I know
think
I
you were,
was.
you were there for the whole thing. Yeah, you were.
Okay.
I don't even remember. Goldman came in and like,
Was he the
shut the
one
fuck up,
hiding?
bitch! I'm supposed to be here. What? No.
Was he the one like hiding? Who was the one hiding and we didn't know until
Enriquez.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Enriquez was there?
Yes.
He
So
was hiding.
if you don't remember who Enriquez is, Hector can tell you. But yes, he was hiding, and he shushed you when well, you didn't even. You never saw him.
That's right.
Jessica
Yeah,
saw
I
him.
don't think we knew he was there. Okay,
No,
he did.
only Jessica did, and she didn't tell anybody when
Okay, so never mind.
he shushed her.
That was Lynn knowledge, so just accept
Uh-huh.
that.
I don't remember what Goldman talked about. He like taught you guys a lesson or something, because he came in and he was like, "Well, good, I'm here. I'm gonna do stuff." So if you remember, that'd be great.
I don't know. I know him and Valentina were like having words.
Mm.
He did teach us something. Dang, I don't remember. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
I wasn't in the me personally.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't-
remember. Anyway, he taught you something,
He did.
and I tried to make a point of explaining how he was much more facts and figures style of teaching instead of, like listening and evolving you.
Hmm.
So, what do you guys think of Goldman?
I just shrugged my shoulders.
I mean, yeah, I kind of agree, and we really haven't had a whole lot of getting to know anybody, really, to form opinions of anybody at this point.
Did
I think we're
Goldman-
just
did,
trying
did
to-
Goldman say anything interesting?
No,
Was he talking about us?
well, Valentina was in the room as well, so, other than what they said to each other that we overheard. We
What'd they
could
say?
just kind of tell that they don't get along necessarily.
Yeah, that's to be said.
Hmm. But other than that, we don't know very much.
They didn't even get along when she was sheriff.
Hmm.
What's his deal?
Goldman. He wants to
Yeah.
be prince. That's his deal, pretty much. He wants to be prince. He wants to grow the Ventru power and finances in the city. And she kind of spits out that word finances. She wants to grow, and take over and become prince. And probably he would make Prince James his sheriff. James is pretty badass too, from what I hear. I haven't seen him in battle myself. I'm not really not that old. But I've heard some stories.
Is this something that
he was a gunfighter, You guys know that?
A gunfighter?
He was a badass Wild West fucking gunfighter. Yeah.
Is this a normal thing that like a vampire will come in and take the prince position from another one without having to kill him?
No, a lot of times they have to kill him. Yeah. It depends on the backing of the other kindred, so they need to get the clans to support them. And the one thing that Prince James really has going for him is that not only is his Toreador clan one of the most populous clans, the Nosferatu are pretty much in support him, and then the Bruja and the Ventru are like in their own different factions, and they refuse to work together. So maybe if Vincent were to decide that Goldman would make a good prince, then there might be war. There might be war with the clans. But the way it is right now, neither the Bruja nor the Ventru are strong enough to take it. Not even close. But it doesn't mean they aren't positioning their pieces.
What's this guy Vincent like?
Okay, so imagine a Mexican mob boss
Cartel?
who is conspiring with the cartels. Maybe he even owns them, I don't know, and is trading in guns and drugs and human trafficking and blood. Well, that's not one of the mortal things that he's selling to, but he does sell it to us. And pretty much Vincent is running all of the kindred and kind crime in the city that's not being done by just losers.
And Prince James is okay with this?
Well, it's in a way.
What's that?
That's he can't completely rule how the clans do business. If he wanted to completely go to war with the Bruja, he could rule that they don't, that they aren't going to have a criminal enterprise. But you have to choose your own battles, I guess. I don't know. He's prince. He grew this city. This is his city. He's been here since the railroad came.
How do you feel about human trafficking?
Yeah, you notice that I'm not part of Vincent's crew, even though I have his blood.
You're Bruja?
Yeah, I'm Bruja. You didn't notice? And she holds up her backpack and the anarchy sign. And nobody taught you guys any of the fucking symbols for the clans, even the clans that you were in. So
by the way, there's a vampire anarchy sign.
She shows you an anarchy sign, and you're like, I don't fucking what the hell.
Yeah. Yeah, and I make a facial expression like duh. I don't. Cool, I guess.
Yeah. Then she reaches in her backpack and pulls out a folder and pulls out a piece of paper, and then she draws this symbol on that piece of paper.
Is it like the human anarchy symbol?
Very much so. Only upside down.
Is it
Right
one?
there. Isn't that the human anarchy symbol?
I'm gonna post it right now in the Discord chat.
It's not one of the ones we were warned about last time, right?
Well, it doesn't seem to be from the way she's drawing.
Oh, and Valentina was the one that told us about the symbols.
Yes. Valentina
Okay.
drew you the 3 symbols for the lupines.
I don't remember which
Where
one.
Where would I find it? If you're drawing it somewhere, where would we see that?
Here, it's in the Discord chat.
Oh, in
general.
Discord.
Oh,
So she
this
basically draws you an anarchy symbol, and then hands it to you upside down. She says, "This is the Bruja."
Ooh.
So Vincent is your sire?
No, he's a couple of spaces removed.
What is it? Do you know Enrique? I guess you know Enriquez.
I met Enriquez. Yeah. There was a time
You guys
when Enriquez, I, and one other were the only anarchs in the city, and we were pretty much just on our own. We didn't have any sense of organization. Not until Valentina. So back then,
Yes.
and that was only like a year ago, but back then being an anarch pretty much just meant that we were on our own and we didn't want anything to do with the White Tower.
So now I'm confused. Like, so you and me, we're Bruja, but we're not. But you're not with
Part of the
Vincent.
Camarilla? I am not, and I'm not with Vincent. No, and neither is.
And what is so? There's the
neither is
Camarilla.
Enriquez.
There's Anarchs, and then what is Vincent's group?
Vincent is part of the Camarilla. His Bruja clan is part of the Camarilla.
So now you just described this guy doing some really heinous things, and I'm not down with that kind of stuff. And this guy James seemed pretty okay so far, but he's letting that stuff go on. So I guess I'm asking you, this organization with these anarchs, what do you guys are you guys into some morally fucked up shit that I don't want to be a part of too?
Not here we aren't, but you'll find anarchs that are very much involved in the crime in the cities, and hell, even here, now that the gangrel are part of us, we've got some of the low level are hell. I mean, I'm a fucking criminal. She's kind of like shakes her head. Yeah, I'm just because
Well,
I'm not out
I
there
don't care
robbing
about-
somebody's house doesn't mean I'm not a criminal. I stole
I don't care about breaking
$200,000
the
today.
laws.
Wait, what?
I don't really, gotta tell you the truth, I don't really care about the law so much as I care about doing right by people that deserve it. So, I mean, if I see
you'll
human
find-
trafficking, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, so human trafficking is your main issue, not the fact that he runs guns or drugs. Then, yeah, I think you and I are gonna get along. But no, you'll find that in some cities it's the Ventru doing it, in some cities it's the Bruja doing it, in some cities it's the Tremere doing it. But usually somebody's doing it, because not only does human trafficking play into the hands of mortal money, but it's also a really good place to get blood. So vampires have been doing it since there have been vampires. Fucking licks.
Does the blood that is at the hotel come from human trafficking?
Oh no, the blood of the okay. So yeah, Prince James doesn't have anything to do with it on his own. No, in fact,
Okay.
he does what he can to make sure that they're not going crazy on it. But no, the blood from the hotel, the way I hear it, is from the employees of the hotel, the
Oh, that's
security guards, and the what do you call them? The housekeeping ladies.
yeah.
They get drug tested. They get drug tested on the spot without warning. And guess what you're drinking?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the way. That's what I hear. The way it works, and that sounds
Yeah,
like a
that-
pretty good plan. They,
It does.
you know, they might not be completely consensual about what's going on, but they're fairly consensual about what's going on. So
Right. It's not. Yeah.
I think as far as stealing blood goes, that's probably the best way to do it. I
Mhm.
got to give one up on Ava for that. That's her hotel, and she was doing that before the prince moved in there.
We met her.
What's her deal?
Yeah, who is she? I mean, she owns a hotel, but
She's the primogen of the Toreador clan.
What's
She's the head of the Toreador clan. Now, so since the Toreador clan is Prince James's clan, now
Mhm.
since Prince James is prince, he can't act as leader of the Toreador clan. So in some ways, he still is, because you know he's clear. I think he might even be her sire, but he's clearly, you know, her boss because he's prince.
Right.
But when it actually, he needs to think in terms of citywide politics and making sure that all of the clans are getting along, or at least not all the way at each other's throats. 'Cause they're gonna bicker. I mean, Kindred fight each other. That's kind of what we do. It might not be with claws and fangs, but we fight each other with stealth and intrigue and money, and that's just always gonna happen. So he does his best to make sure that the clans aren't, you know, going to war. So she, as primogen, is actually head of the clan, and you know it's her job to look out for her clan, not for others' clans. So you're not wrong to think that Prince James is in charge of the Toreador, but officially it's her. What do you guys know of the Toreador clan? Is any of your new guys Toreador?
I don't know. I don't think so, but it's possible. I don't remember.
You're going to meet a lot of Toreadors and a lot of Nosferatu in this city. That's
Yeah,
kind of
we
the thing
got-
that we got going. And then Bruja and Gangrel are our next most populous clans. The clans that we really don't have many of here are, well, the Assamites, but I don't think there's a lot of Assamites anywhere, really. The Tremere, I think Dr. Stevens is the only Tremere in the city. I think he does want to develop the clan, though. So maybe he'll get started. He's been here for about 10 years. He's older than that, but he's been here for about 10 years. The Malkavians, I think there's only that one guy. Aaron Hopkins. I met him once or twice. He's kind of a son of a bitch. And the other clans are pretty well represented, just not them. And then the Sabat clans. There's a lot of La Sombra in Juarez, and they bleed in here. And you'll find a few in here that are trying to not be part of the Sabat. Of course, the White Tower doesn't welcome them at all, and maybe we will if we get to know them on a personal basis. But like I said, we've only been organized for a year, and really not even a year. Valentina started organizing us, and it's just been a few months ago that we started to actually be a thing. So maybe some of these straggler La Sombra might bleed into the Anarchs one day, but like I said, we're gonna have to get to know them. And then the Tzimisce clan, they're really, really old vampires, like from the old world. Old like the Ventru. All super into money and wealth and power and owning things. And there's quite a handful of them around too. Yeah. And then the Sabat also have quite a few. Nosferatu, Toreador, and Gangrel in them as well. Yeah. So,
Interesting.
so, what else did they tell you? What all did Mother teach you? Mother taught you to use your powers, I heard.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I think that's kind of. She talked to us each about like our backgrounds and stuff, and I think ultimately that was pretty much it.
So they taught you about the Sabbat. They taught you about the mages, right? The ascended mages. No, they didn't. Okay.
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay.
I'd like to hear your take on the Sabbat too.
Okay, well, the Sabbat are a bunch of fucking bastards who think that people are food. Just food. They're not people. They're just food. They think that we should stop trying to live a secret society outside of them and just become their damn king and put them in a box and feed off them when we're hungry. That's what they think. In fact, almost every Sabbat I've ever met has called humans blood bags. How's that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They suck. And they're all into this. Cain this and Cain that religion. And they all, I'm all for having religion, but thinking that you have, that God chose Cain and gave him this curse as a blessing so that he could become king of the universe is just stupidly insane. And the humans are just food for us so that we could rule the world. Yeah, that shit ain't right. No, that shit ain't right.
Agreed.
I'm all for hacking the planet, but no. Not if it's gonna leave those motherfuckers in charge. I'd rather the Ventru be in charge than these fuckers. I've met a few of them. Like, you guys probably will too. Of the Sabbat, yeah. I've met a few of them. Some of them are kind of friendly, but the things they believe in, it just don't mesh up.
Right.
Wow, I've lived a life of struggle among a lot of people that were unable to fight back and constantly got shit on and abused. And I've always been a fighter. I've always been a warrior, and I've tried to use my abilities and my strengths to help those who couldn't help themselves. So I'm just trying to adjust here, see where I best fit in with vampires like that. The more I hear, it feels like there's shittiness in every group.
Well,
especially that Sabbat group.
Yeah, the Sabbat is the most shitty. Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. But yeah, there is shittiness in every group, man. There really is. The best thing you can do is find a group of close people, and you can still never trust. You can't trust a kindred. You can't trust any. I wouldn't trust me if I were you guys. I can tell you, just sitting here, I remember almost everything you say, and I'm putting it away so I could use it against you later if I need to. That's just the way we work now. And the faster you guys learn to play this game, the better you'll be at playing it. Now, you might find some people that you can trust in certain situations, but you can never trust anybody fully. You can't trust anyone completely. We're all fucking monsters. And that's just the way it goes. But some of us are more monstrous than others, and some of us are real monsters. The kind of monsters that humans have been telling stories about since the beginning of time. So
in your opinion, there's no way to live this life honestly and in a good way?
Well, if you're thinking about it in mortal terms, I don't think there is, no. But we do what we can, you know? Find the benchmarks of your humanity and find mortal anchors that let you hold on to that, because your humanity is like if you lose sight of that, you're going to become one of these monsters. The beast inside you will grow and grow until it bursts, and eventually you won't even care who you are or who you were or who your mortal bloodline was. You won't care anything. You'll just be a monster, trying to grow your own power and feed on everything that you can feed on. So make sure that you hold on to your humanity. Even if your humanity is evil, and she holds up air quotes, by mortal terms, by Dungeons and Dragons terms, maybe. But even if it's that, hold on to it, because that will keep you human. Evil is part of being human. Of course, if you have good convictions, then that's great. Hold on to those. But no matter what your convictions are, hold on to them, because if you lose your humanity, you become a white. No, there's nothing left. You're just all monster.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. I think I told you I've known a lot of humans that are worse than any of these people you're describing to me. And so when you tell me
sure
that
they
being
were
human,
are you sure they were human? Because the Ventru run this fucking country. I think the Ventru might have founded this fucking country. I can't prove it, but I'm looking into it.
well, I know some pretty horrible people that operated in broad daylight. So unless they're day walkers, then
There's
they were
ghouls.
human.
There's ghouls.
So are you telling me then that all the evil in the world is based on
Oh
vampires?
no,
There's an
I'm not
evil
telling you
person?
all of it is based on vampires. I'm telling you that a good fucking portion of it is vampires. Yeah, I mean we're
Because you keep saying to me, like, equating, like, hang on to your humanity, and I've known some pretty really shitty humans. So, and then everything I know about being a vampire so far, like, why does that have to mean that I have to be like evil or shitty? Why can't vampires just be people that need to feed? I mean, Enrique's explained to me that I could feed on people and it doesn't really hurt them. So
Enrique
if I
is
could
a
feed
good
on
guy.
people,
I like that guy.
And
well,
I think, yeah, I get what he's saying, because a lot of what you're saying, especially when you're talking about like human trafficking and stuff, humans do that too. So it's almost, when you just look at morality, it's almost similar. There's some that act more morally correct, I guess, and some that don't.
And you're gonna find them in every clan, unfortunately. Now, some
Right.
clans, you're definitely gonna find, will lean more towards being good guys or more towards being bad guys, especially like bloodlines within a clan. Like the Toreador in this city are mostly all from Prince James, and they're pretty much all pretty good people. I would be surprised to find out that any of them are involved in any of Vincent's human trafficking or anything like that. They may very well be buying from him, especially blood, because Toreador don't like to hunt, and they're really specific about the flavors of the food they eat. But I don't think they're involved in the taking of resources.
well,
I think that if they were, Ava or Prince James would have them destroyed immediately. So if they were, they would have to really keep that shit quiet. So I mean, even if some clans might have a bad name for themselves overall in a specific area, you might find out that the kindred of that clan in this area are, hold to a higher standard. And that's really
so
why
if I
I'm
wanna
still
be a
here
good
instead of LA.
vampire, who do I link up with?
Prince James is probably one of the best among us. Valentina is really good.
What about mothers?
There's this one gangrel.
Somebody I can trust.
There's this one vegan gangrel. I can't remember his name.
Vegan.
Yeah, for us, vegan means that he feeds only on animals. So I really don't know him very well, but I assume he must be a pretty good guy if he doesn't even want to feed on peeps.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name.
And who is he? Who is he with?
He's with us. He's with the Anarchs. He's a gangrel.
So you're telling me if I want to live my life morally and ethically as a vampire, I should still stick with the Camarilla, Prince James?
Well, I mean, if Prince James wasn't here, from the stories I hear of the other cities and their White Tower, I would say no. But also Valentina and the Anarchs are, this is a really good city to be. And like I said, that's why I'm here. LA's a free Anarch city. They killed their prince. There's no more Camarilla there. The Anarchs rose up and took it in the 40s. Lynn, did you borrow that picture from the internet? Did I lose internet? Looks like I'm still here. Hello? I guess I lost the internet. We'll be back in a second. I think this has happened all 3 recordings. Or all 3 sessions. Isn't that some bullshit? Are we back yet? Let's just leave. Maybe we can come back that way. Am I back?
Before when I was doing the same thing.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, there. Did you jump out of the room and jump back in?
Yes.
That's
I don't know for how long I've been gone, but nobody's been talking to me for a few minutes.
Could hear you.
Okay.
You were like, "Couldn't hear me," and we're like, "Yeah."
Did I do the same thing before? Because I was going, hello.
No.
No.
No. You just went quiet that time. So Lynn, did you get this picture off the internet?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta, unless you have permission to use it, you gotta get rid of it.
Why?
Because we're recording this.
Oh, and it shows up? I don't see it on my screen.
I don't see it.
It's on my screen.
Weird. Alright, I'll check.
It's on your screen if you have the journal open.
But you're recording my screen?
No, I'm recording my screen, and if I have my journal open, then it has it.
Okay, I'll go put copyright.
You can write a... You can put
I'm
a...
not good at that. That's why I looked up something easy. It's okay, I'll put copyright-free ones.
Okay.
Wait, where's the journal?
It's the thing where your character sheet is.
Yeah, but I don't see whatever she just
She
put
took
on
it
there.
off. She took it back off.
I don't think it ever popped off. It never popped up for period.
Yeah, it's just, you see where it shows like the little blue outline for a person? For anybody?
No.
She had a picture there.
Oh, okay.
And so it was tiny, so I think it's okay. Nobody would have been able to tell what it is. But if I ever open up your character sheet, they will.
Yeah. Okay, I'll look for a copyright-free one, or
Okay.
I'll just...
Or you can just write out a description,
Yeah.
I like to use visual aids too, but since I'm recording it, I don't think anyone's watching it, but since I'm recording it,
You never know.
on YouTube we can't use... We can't. That's why I had to go take my own El Paso by night picture.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
Okay.
where were we?
Yeah, so she was explaining about... no.
Well, I guess you heard everything I said. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Anything you guys
I thought it was the end
said.
of the conversation where I asked her like, well, who do you who's the good faction?
Okay. Yeah, and then she went into a speech about how, really, this is a good place to be. And
I
but
guess
if we
it's-
get a new prince, either Goldman or Vincent, then this city's gonna suck. So yeah, if we get a new prince, then the place to be is with the Anarchs. As right now, it's just whether you want to listen to their rules or not. Prince James is not abusing those rules, but a new prince will. But whether he's
seems to
abusing
me-
the rules or not, I don't like fucking rules.
But yeah, I don't either. But ultimately, if we don't join any, then we don't follow rules necessarily either, right?
Yeah, but you don't have Anarch support, which isn't, like I said, is not that big a deal here because Prince James isn't trying to kill you. But
Right.
if Goldman becomes Prince, he will.
He will if we're not in anything.
Yep.
He just will. Okay.
Unless you give him a reason to let you be. If
And
he
if
can
we
use you
were-
in some way, then maybe.
Yeah.
And really, that's what Prince James wants to make sure that we are still in the fight against the Sabbat. So he's still using us.
Right.
We're still
Okay.
we're still a tool of his. He lets us be as long as we're there to help fight the Sabbat
All right, so
and
like,
to keep
let's
watch on them.
Well,
hypothetically
it seems to
say.
me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hypothetically, if I were to join you, however that works, would I still live there, or do you have a place for me to live? 'Cause
Oh no, I don't think Prince James will want you staying at the hotel.
Okay.
We can probably set you up in some trailer somewhere. You might not be by yourself, but we could find you a room or something.
Would he feel?
That's something to talk to Valentina about. But Prince James and the Toreador and the Ventru, they got money. The Gangrels and us, we don't have money unless we take it. Like I said, I made $200,000 today. I took it right out of Goldman's fucking bank.
Would he feel like he could still come to me and assign me a task?
If it has to do with the Sabbat, yes. But you were in his city, and he could decide to start treating us more like the fucking real assholes do any day he wants to. But as the Anarch movement, we could rise up to resist. But if you're by yourself, you would be like, well, kill me, and because I refuse to do the shit you say, so kill me, and then he'll just kill you.
And how? I mean, am I able to just kind of be not a part of anything? And then if the instance comes up where I'm seeing that I'm being forced to do, rules or something that I don't want to do, I could join later? Or how would that work?
That's going to depend on what you have to offer, really.
Okay.
I mean, if you have, if you're more influential and have more to offer, then, it just like being a human, you have more pull.
Yeah.
What does this chick look like?
She looks like a little biker chick with half of her head shaved and the other half is, what, purple or something? I don't remember.
Green.
Is she,
Green?
is she Mexican?
Yeah, it's neon green. And she's Mexican, yeah.
Well, truth be told, I don't know what I would want right now.
Well, then you might as well stay at the tower. I mean, he's not going to be inviting you guys to join the Camarilla for some time.
Okay.
He'd basically be training you to join the Camarilla, but when you have your second embrace, that's what they call joining the Camarilla, is your second embrace. This is when you start becoming real kindred. Motherfuckers.
Well, I wouldn't see myself doing that either. So if it comes to the point where he's wanting me to join that and I refused.
Yeah, that's probably about the time he'll kick you out of his hotel. Yeah, and whether or not you still have support from the White Tower, from the Camarilla, will really depend on how useful you are to him.
Do you think if we decide not to join the Camarilla after that's all just training and us in there, think there'll be hard feelings?
I don't know. It really depends on what he's hoping to get from you guys, and that's the sad thing about it is he lost a war coterie last week, and then you guys were embraced, so he may be intending to replace his watchman coterie with you. So if you let him down in that regard, he might be upset. I don't think he'd destroy you, kill you guys off, but he might not be happy. But he might not be expecting that from you, or he might not be expecting that for you for 50 years.
Well, I was
but he did lose his bloodthorns.
Told to him, Enriquez brought me in and said, "Needed fighters. Here's a fighter." So I think he expects me to fight for him.
Yeah, he very well might.
And I know he told me he has use for me or something like that. I don't remember his exact wording.
Yeah, so he might be thinking he could replace his watchman coterie with you guys.
What's Enriquez's deal? He doesn't seem like he's really the kind of guy that likes rules.
Enriquez is one of us. He's an anarch.
Oh, nice.
But he is actually on very good terms with Prince James. In some ways, he's I don't really know how to say it. He's like one of Prince James's war champions. Yeah, I guess.
You just say he's an anarch.
He's an anarch, yes, but the anarchs in this city are still called to Prince James's war. He lets us stay. He leaves us alone and lets us be, but his war with the Sabbat takes precedence. He is trying to protect the humans of this city and even of the whole country from the Sabbat spread. He can't chase them out of Juarez, but he can. Since he's been here, he has held El Paso from their encroachment. I mean, there's always some of them in here. Always, and sometimes there's more than others, than other times. But they've never been able to take control. We root them out, and we, for the most part, we agree with that mentality that the Sabbat are bad for everybody. So we don't have a problem. We don't have a problem acting as soldiers in his war. And he doesn't treat us like frontline expendables.
And what necessarily would we get from joining you? Like, what do you offer?
We offer freedom from the White Tower's rules, except for the Masquerade. We still obey the Masquerade, 100%, absolutely. You break the Masquerade and we'll still kill you.
Right.
We'll still bring you the final death because you're a danger to all of us.
Right.
In fact, that's, for the most part, that's the reason we fight the Sabbat. Because they want to shatter the Masquerade.
Okay. Do you have people that could, like, train us and stuff, though?
Yeah. Train you in what?
I don't know. Whatever it is we need to know. We've only been doing this for 5 days.
I mean, well, yeah, we'll keep teaching you.
Okay.
But, yeah. Maybe you guys are in a position right now where you can get the best of both worlds. Where you can still be trained by Prince James and his guys, and maybe if you can get Valentina's attention, maybe she can also teach you, and maybe you can develop some influence with both factions.
And
make your decision later. Grow your influence.
Right. Okay.
Try not to burn bridges, and try to make yourself useful to as many people as possible. I guess that would be my. Except try to stay away from Goldman. Fucking prick. And all the Ventrue, for that matter, they're all shits. All they care about is growing their money and raising their level of power. I mean, I guess in a way that's what we're all doing, but the way they use people to do it is just it disgusts me. And then she looks over at Hector and says, the way you're talking about fighting for the people, you know, and coming from a how did you put it? The abused. I think maybe there's someone I want to introduce you to, but we have to be real careful because he's a unique one, and I would be completely acting outside of Valentina's wishes to introduce you to him. But I think you and he might get along and maybe even be able to help each other.
Is he an honest person?
He's a very honest person.
Then so,
I guess that kind of depends on your definition of person. He's not Kindred.
That's interesting. You think I should meet?
I think so, as long as I'm there for your first meeting and you don't say anything that would make him angry.
Is he human?
No, he's not. He's not kind either.
What do you think?
What do you know of the lupines?
Oh,
They're dangerous.
Yes,
Some of
they're
them
very
are-
dangerous.
well, I mean, they are, but some of them are okay with us, and some of us will kill them.
Oh, I wouldn't say any of them are really okay with us.
Oh,
I would say that some of them are willing to work with us for the greater good.
okay.
But I
And
wouldn't
then
say
some
any of them
of them-
are okay with us. You always have to be on your guard. Even with this guy that I'm willing to introduce you to, you still have to be on your guard. And I'm not just talking about his temper, and you probably don't ever want to go see him on a full moon. But you need to be careful that he's by himself, because he is quite open-minded, but his allies are even more dangerous than he is. And then if you do or say anything that might make him think that you're the enemy, he may not even give you the chance, and he might just destroy you there. But I hang out with him on occasion. He's a pretty cool guy. He's really into helping and protecting the homeless people in the city.
Hmm.
I'd like to work on that.
Okay. And she pulls out her phone. His name is Adam. And then she puts her phone down after she texted something.
Adam. How
Adam.
did you get my number? By
What?
the way.
Oh, I
My
know
number.
things. It's really not that hard to figure it out.
I mean, I assume it isn't. I'm just curious.
Well, from your phone, about an hour and a half ago, you texted who I assume is his phone, and you said, "It's Myla." So I assumed that meant that, it's your phone.
So you just
There were
see
there
text
were only
messages?
4 phones that were most likely one would be yours, and you said your name on one of them, so I figured that would be yours.
So you have all
So you
4
got-
of our numbers. You just
Among
don't
other
know
things,
who is who
yes.
yet. So you know mine and you know his.
Hack the planet.
They got
Huh.
they got the towers tapped, hacked.
Yeah.
Well, I do, not they so much.
Hmm.
It's all balls deep.
You're an interesting.
That is true.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, I guess we can head on down to Camp Town.
Town?
Yep.
So we have a driver in the parking lot waiting for us. Ava's driver.
Oh, well.
So I don't know how appreciative he would be of this situation. And he said he has to deliver us to the hotel.
Well,
Yeah.
I still haven't heard from Adam anyway. She picks up her phone. Maybe another
I'm
day?
sorry, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it a different day?
Okay. Well, you have our number, so.
Yeah. I could give you a little bit more information on Adam, but I'm afraid that if you try to contact him without me, it might go bad. He can smell us. He can smell what we are, and his people are very much against our people. Yeah. And since he can smell us, you might not even get a word out your mouth.
Yeah, I definitely don't think either one of us would attempt to contact him.
Just in case, I'm not going to give you the information you would need to contact him on your own.
Okay,
but I'm not hearing back from him now, so maybe he's busy.
Okay.
And you know, in the next few nights, he'll contact me, and I can bring you guys. What about the other two members of you? Hey, she decided that since Adam hasn't contacted her back yet, we won't go visit tonight. Plus, you guys, we really shouldn't bring your fancy car to Tent City.
Well, and I don't know either about letting Ava drive and know exactly everywhere we're going.
I mean, I think that might have been part of the deal. Now that you're bringing it up, that you're kind of thinking that maybe that was a little bit of the deal.
Yeah, and I'm sure he is already going to tell her we're meeting you, and she'll probably.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay, but anything further than that, I don't.
Why don't I buy him a milkshake? What kind of milkshake do you think that fucker likes? You talked to him for a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
This seems like it sounds like a vanilla guy.
Sounds like a vanilla guy? Okay.
Alright.
She gets up and goes and orders a vanilla shake. So you guys are by yourself for a couple of minutes. If you want to talk about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just kind of like shrug and go.
Yeah, I'm kind of just.
So as players in a group, I would like you to discuss the possibility of including Jack and Jessica.
Alright, so here's my thinking with that. Oh, because she was bringing that up right before I brought up the drive.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, to me, and I could be wrong because we obviously don't know each other very well, but Jack to me seems like somebody that wants to follow the rules and be respectful and do what he's supposed to do. So I don't know if he would have any interest in meeting anybody outside of that. He might. And then I feel like, what's her name? Jennifer?
Jessica.
Jessica right now is just really trying to come to terms with everything. More so than any of the rest of us. And so I don't want to put more on her plate, you know what I mean? So that was.
And I'll tell you from a fourth wall perspective, like, my guy doesn't give a fuck about any of these three other people, like, beyond, like, he doesn't really know them, so he has no real loyalty to them. They're not Mexican either, so, like, he's like,
none of them.
Hey, they just threw me in a group with three white people, and, who live different kind of lives than mine, and I'm in this rich guy's place, and he wants me to, like, break heads for him. I think he's feeling a little better about that now that, ironically, that an anarch has explained kind of like the real deal situation with it. And if anything, he's looking at, like, he's now just met, like, a Mexican biker chick who's also Bruja that he's really like that. Now and she's connected to the guy who sired him, who he's somehow feeling a little better about. That's until he finds out that this guy murdered a bunch of innocent Mexicans.
Yeah.
And then had him, but so right now he's kind of feeling like, oh shit, like this is the anarchs or the Mexican group. Well, he's only seen her so far, so he doesn't know. And he would have, like, directly asked her, is there brown people in this community?
Yeah, and
like,
to be honest, also fourth wall looking in, I don't mind if a couple of you are anarchs and a couple of you are Camarilla when we actually form the coterie. And I also don't mind if the coterie is formed because you guys all want to do, this hunt the monsters thing. if you do it on your own, we'll have to have, I need to kind of push Jessica into that. But the other three of you would probably fit into that just fine. Or I could pull you together. And the way that Prince James is using the Anarchs, I'm going to use that word lightly, but he's not, he's accepting of them in a way. I don't think he would mind putting a coterie together that is made up of both.
Well,
and so that's the other thing. So my guy has no real inclination to or loyalty towards any of the other three in the group. But if he has, I guess if he went through something with them, then that would change.
Yeah.
Right now, currently, I think Myla, whatever, is considering going and talking to the prince and being openly honest and saying, hey, I'm really thinking of joining them, but I don't want to burn any bridges or anything like that. Definitely still want to be in your fight against everything. Yeah. But that I want to be open and honest about it and not like sneak around behind your back or anything like that. Because I appreciate what he has done. But that just might be a better fit for me.
Yeah.
If I were to join one, because I don't even know if I really want to. But if I want to, that's the one I would join. So I don't know.
That one's like the one that's like we don't want to join. We're all not joining together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to be part of a group together.
Yeah.
Second Anarchs. That's what we'll call ourselves.
All together, we're not going to be part of a group.
The Lone Rangers.
Yeah.
The Misfits.
Yeah. So is she saying any of this? Is Myla saying any of this to Hector?
Yeah. Well, no.
Like your plans to go to the prince or anything
no,
like that?
I'm not. I don't want to say that in front of her.
Okay.
Well, she's not here.
Not in front of her. No.
She's getting a milkshake.
Hey, stop. But
Your plans to go to the prince, are you saying any of that in front of her?
No, because I'm sure she can hear us, right?
She's kind of far, but she could have vampire super hearing. You have no
I'm
idea
not
who has vampire super hearing.
Her back either, but I also don't want to be influenced by anybody. Like, I want to make my own decisions, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to wait and tell him that I think when we get back.
Okay.
Or even, like, in the car or whatever, because I don't care about Simon.
Well, you want to talk in front of her driver? Because my guy's not going to want to talk in front of
then, yeah, we get back.
Yeah, because if you tell me that that's how you're going to address it with the prince, I'm going to gain respect for you, and I'm going to agree that, look, I like to be up front. So we can both have this conversation.
Well, we can close this out. She brings back the milkshake. You guys say your goodbyes. Bring what's his face, a milkshake and a burger. And if you want to bring him a fries and a soda, there are some.
Oh,
yeah, we'll bring him all the food.
Yeah, and she has our numbers because she has our
she
numbers.
already. She pretty much has anybody's number she wants to. She gives you her number. She also gives you her email address.
Okay.
And Lynn knows how to contact her through the ShrekNet. Lynn was Myla was introduced to the ShrekNet by Spider. You don't know a whole lot about it, but you now know how to get onto the Kindred dark web called the ShrekNet.
Ooh, okay.
That's how he contacted her, or he helped you contact her.
Okay.
And so she hands me her email. I go, can I just?
Yeah, this is your phone number also.
Well,
you don't email. You're gonna fit right in with all of these ancient fuckers. Go ahead. I dare you to ask Prince James for his email address. He's gonna look at you like I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, we're asking for this.
I think it's kind of funny how they refuse to learn the new technologies. It doesn't matter how old they are. You can find one of these French kindred who think that the guillotine is the coolest new invention. I
just don't like putting a lot of words in.
Yeah.
I just don't like putting a lot of words in writing.
Well, I get that. I mean, that's not who I am. I put all my words in writing, but it's all digital writing.
Well, but there's also a paper trail.
Yeah.
What you say in an email, you can't get back. You can't deny it or change it later either.
Yes, you can. You just have to know what you're doing.
I guess that's true. I don't know. I have to be careful with parents and such. So. Anyway. Okay, so we give Simon all his yummy...
She also asks, she's gonna, before we're done, she's going to ask you guys a series of questions about both Jack and Jessica. Do you answer them openly? Do you give her information on Jack and Jessica? She's not like, unless you're really good at telling what she's doing, she just seems interested. But I guess with, well, both of you got some insight. So yeah, she is gathering information.
I think I would tell her exactly what I said when she asked about Goldman and stuff.
Okay.
I really
you don't know them that much.
I don't know them that well.
That would be my guy's honest answer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel comfortable telling any of their background story because that's up to them to share.
Okay.
And I would just add to her, like, you know, I don't know them from anything, and I don't feel any loyalty to them. Just don't know. They're just made at the same time as me.
Yeah.
That's all I have to offer you.
It does give you... I didn't have anybody made at the same time as me, so it does give you somebody to go through it with. That's something a lot of us don't have, never had.
It's an interesting way. Out of curiosity, how old?
I was turned just before Valentina left the White Tower, so about a year and a half ago. I'm the youngest one you've met, huh? I'm younger than Spider.
Yeah.
Spider's a few years older than I am. He's about, what, 5, I think, Kindred years? 5 or 6, something like that. He's a cute little one.
You catch on quick.
Well, I was already a hacker. I was already world class. Hacked the planet.
So how'd you get turned?
Well, my sire saw the way technology is going and decided that it would be really awesome if the Bruja had a hacker. So, one thing led to another. It was consensual. I mean, I didn't exactly... I don't know if I want to tell you that. But, my sire's name was... Fuck, what the hell was it? He died. He died like a week ago.
Oh.
Sorry.
What was his name? Marcus. My sire thought that it would be a really good thing for the Bruja to have a world-class hacker, and it was consensual. I didn't know exactly what I was getting into, and that's kind of the way a consensual embrace works. But, you know, he didn't lie. I am more than I was. But he wasn't completely truthful either. But I understand his masquerade thing. And plus, I would have spread news all over the damn place if I had said no and he didn't kill me, so. But, no, Marcus was a fighter. He was a warrior. He was part of the coterie that fought the Sabbat. And they were destroyed last week.
My condolences.
Yeah. I helped quite a bit whenever they needed, a little cyber warfare thrown into what they were doing. That was my job. But Marcus was part of the White Tower. He was okay with me never joining, with me becoming an anarch. And Prince James is too. I think maybe Prince James would come and might ask me for some help in some cyber stuff if he didn't have Spider. Spider's pretty good at just about everything I do. He's not as good as me, but he's pretty good. He can take care of a lot of it. Spider's working on the new ShrekNet. They're making a new ShrekNet. ShrekNet 2.0, they're calling it. There are a handful of Nosferatu working on that across the whole America. I was gonna say the globe, but hell, America's the globe. We're doing most of the work. All of the kindred in the old world are still old and stupid. That's the way I understand it.
So does the Sabbat control all of Mexico?
Yes. I don't think there's a single Camarilla prince in any Mexican city. They own all of it.
If that's as bad, if the Sabbat is as bad as you say, then that's really bad for our people, no?
Yeah, it is. And that's the reason that Mexico's the third world country that it is. The vampires are feeding on them, and not just blood, but money and labor.
Is there anybody interested in doing something about that?
They try. Every once in a while they'll try. I mean, the Camarilla wants to grow and they want to completely destroy the Sabbat. But it's not something that can just instantly happen.
That's not a mission that the Anarchs would be interested in. Right?
Maybe eventually. Right now we're too small. The Gangrel just joined us, and that gave us a lot more power. But we're still one clan and a few stragglers. The only cities that we own are, LA and San Francisco, I think. LA I know for sure. I haven't been over there, but they're trying to make the free state of California, but they've only got a couple of cities. That's Anarch home base. I haven't been, but I've seen a few that travel. A lot of Bruja like to travel. And Gangrel too, for that matter. And there are a lot of Bruja in the Anarchs. Not as many as there are in the Camarilla, but if you take any before the Gangrel all joined us, all of them practically, the Bruja were the ones that were making up most of our numbers. We're just natural rebels, and we don't like to take orders, and sounds awesome to not take them. So let's join the guys that don't like orders. Fight against the man. She holds up her anarchy sign. Well, let's get out of here. I got a few other things I need to do tonight. And she looks down at her phone again, and Adam's never got back to me, so he must be out with his pack or something. Hopefully they're killing some Sabbat. They do that shit too, They hate the Sabbat way more than they hate us. Though most of them can't tell us apart. But a lot of the reason they hate us is because they hate the Sabbat. They just don't know that we're different.
Well, thanks for your time and answering all of our questions. I appreciate
everything
that.
we talked about. Valentina will hear.
Okay.
I'll just tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate
fine.
the honesty.
Okay.
Okay.
And she pushes all the drinks and fries and the burger and the milkshake to you guys, and you can go get that to your driver.
So we get back to the car. We could put it in the front seat for him and just say, sorry, it's cold.
Awesome! A milkshake! Oh my god! And it's fucking vanilla! Oh, you guys are the best.
You. It's vanilla.
She leaves with you guys. She gets on a little bit of a rundown Harley Sportster. So it's not like one of those super nice Harley hogs. It's kind of a sporty, more than a, more than one of the big ones. And she just takes off. Okay.
Just get dropped off.
And you guys don't really have a conversation in the car, so you wanted to have a conversation when you got to the hotel, so you can do that. Or if you want to go see the prince, we could do that real quick, if you don't think it's going to take too long.
Kind of like, okay, so she tells me, like, if Myla tells me her plans, now, like, to go talk to him, I mean, it's like, so you've definitely kind of, you made up your mind, you're not sticking.
I mean, I don't know for sure I want to join the Anarchs necessarily, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to officially join whatever it's called,
Camarilla.
Maria.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I'd say I would feel just like that, except for that last part that we just talked about. Is if the Camarilla are making actual moves to push the Sabbat out of Mexico, then that's something that would feel like I could join this organization and have a structure behind.
Yeah.
I'm joining a military. But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't want to blindly join them just for the hell of it.
Right.
And I'm inclined to go join the Anarchs, but I just don't know what Prince James is. If he's just the good guy here and other parts are shitty.
That seemed to have been her opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely what she's thinking. And I'm also concerned too. And yeah, I mean, we don't know necessarily how truthful she was with us, if she's trying to lean us on their side or whatnot. But if she has the point too of if James really is amazing, I guess, and one of the other ones takes over, we might want to be over on their side at that point too. So I don't know. And I'm like, you know, like I'm not,
there's another leader.
Yeah. And I'm not really into politics and all that crap either. I'm just thinking of, you know, I want to have, I guess, a support system and not just be by myself. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to think what's the best fit for myself, really.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, if and when you're ready to talk to Prince James, if you want to include me, I'll go with you.
Okay.
Or we could each do it on our own.
Yeah.
You want to do that real quick?
I mean, we.
It's up to me. I'm okay with it. I'll do whatever your character wants to do.
So we can just, so I guess we just ask, do we just ask, like, the lobby people if he's available to talk to or whatever?
I don't know.
Or...
You were never given instructions on how to contact Prince James.
Okay.
You do know for sure that whoever's on the other end of operator is aware there are vampires in the hotel.
I was just gonna say, I think I'm gonna go to my room and call the operator and ask.
Okay.
Rather than talking in person, just to make sure, because I'm sure there's humans around too.
So should I go to her room and stand in the room with her while she's calling, or should I just go wait for her?
That's up to you. I mean, I'll go up there and I'll say, you're welcome to come in, you know, whatever.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna pick up the phone to the operator.
Hello, this is the operator. Oh, Ms. Myla, how can I help you? It's a dude this time.
Oh, hello. I just had a question. If I were wanting to have a meeting with the prince, how would I go about doing that?
I will call you back.
Okay, thank you. The operator will call me back.
About 30 seconds later, your phone rings. The phone in the room, not your cell phone.
Right. Okay, I pick it up. Hello?
Yes, Miss Myla.
Yeah.
Please head up to the top floor.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. We're supposed to go to the top floor.
Let's go.
Okay. So we go to the top floor.
Okay. I think the top floor was 10. I don't remember.
I say that sounds familiar.
Okay. So it opens, and there's one of those black suit guard guys standing there at the. And as you enter, he says, "Miss Myla and Mr. Hector, here to see you, Prince." And he is sitting in that plain wooden chair that you saw when you very first came in the first time before he moved to the couch. Just sit. It's just a plain, uncomfortable wooden chair. But it might have been comfortable for him if he's as old as they said he was. He's a
Right?
gunfighter.
He doesn't want these new. What do they call it? Lazy boys?
And he stands up. Come in, children.
By the way, can I make like some kind of roll to see if I can recognize any particular markings about that chair? Any particular about it? Figure out.
It's. Do you have any, like, what kind of skill do you think would give you any notice into art from the 1830s?
Huh.
So I'm thinking you probably just recognize that it's old. It's old and it looks like it's been touched up a few times.
Insight wouldn't help with that.
No. Insight's about reading people.
It'd be like
I think it would be
history.
craft.
Oh, maybe.
Or art. Academics, art history. Do you have any academics?
I have two. But I don't particularly care about the chair. Unless, I mean, he might be thinking something I'm not, but at this point in time, I don't care.
Fine.
Yeah, it just looks like a super old chair. It's not a rocking chair or anything, and, you know, that also fits into the Wild West thing. It's just a really old wooden chair, and it looks like maybe it's been scuffed up and repaired a couple of times.
I'm just gonna ask him. So what's the deal with the chair?
I like it. Reminds me of home.
Aw.
So what brings you here today? Have a seat. And he walks over to towards the couches. The couches are still in the same position as they were last time.
Alright, I have a seat on the couch.
Yeah, I'll sit next to her.
Okay, and he sits on the other couch.
Okay. Well, I think that we both, and Hector can jump in, but I think that we both feel like we want to be open and honest with you because we appreciate everything you're doing for us.
Well, I appreciate that.
And so we wanted to let you know that we did go and meet with, I forgot her name already.
Emily
Ball-
Costas.
Balls Deep, or yeah, Emily. And, just to get
He corrected
information-
you, Emily. Emily
Yeah.
Costas. You never even heard her last name, and he tells you what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I might be thrown off, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that he knows where we were. And we didn't sign up for them or anything outrageous like that, but we did meet with her to kind of get information and just out of I went initially. It was my initiating it, and I went out of pure kind of curiosity about how everything works.
I like that. You're showing some initiative to learn a little bit more about our culture.
Okay. So hearing and talking to her, and she did explain some things to us in terms that we understood, and of course we both realized we don't know exactly if she's completely honest or what.
She's pretty honest. She's a pretty honest person.
I mean, she seemed like it. Yeah, she seemed like it, but So I think we're both kind of sticking our toes in the water of thinking of going in that direction, but we don't want to burn any bridges, and we want to make sure that we're respectful with you, and
Well,
yeah. That's kinda
Hector
where
is
we're
in a
at.
little bit different case than you are, Myla.
Okay.
I had to agree to look out for you. And from someone I can't get back in contact with.
Mm-hmm. Like my sire? you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Where in Hector's case, I also agreed to look after you, but that's something that I could talk with Enriquez about right now. If you would prefer to be under Valentina's watch. But you guys are also welcome to stay here. I have not initiated you into the Camarilla in any way. We're just helping you understand your place as you find that place. And that doesn't mean that I don't want you to join the Camarilla. I certainly do. But give us some time to prove to you that we're not all just rules makers and old elder manipulators. Though many of us are.
So I guess my concern is just that I've grown up, where it's you don't get anything for free, and you're investing some time and money into us, like hosting us here, and I'm just a little concerned the day comes if you ask us to join and decide to go a different direction, you might take offense to that. Feel like there's a debt that needs to be repaid.
Well, I might be disappointed, but I'm not going to feel that there's a debt to be repaid as long as you follow by the same rules that I let the Anarchs stay in this city. I still need help to fight the Sabbat. Every kindred in this city needs to be on guard against the Sabbat, and there have been 3 times since I started this city where we had to marshal up and fight them physically. And that time will come again. So I can't afford to have 30% of the kindred population in this city be part of an organization that isn't going to assist with that. The city is on the front line of the war with the Sabbat. So I let the Anarchs be what they are, so long as they will continue to assist in the war with the Sabbat. The moment that they don't, then I'm going to have to chase them out so that I can have kindred in here that will, or the Sabbat will take over us and they'll bleed into the United States.
Well, I can tell you that as I explained to Emma, that's her name,
Emily.
I grew up constant taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Used down. And as long as I lived as a human, that I will, for however, if it's a vampire,
Kindred.
use my abilities use my abilities to try to fight off, to try to fight people that abuse and prey on people that they shouldn't be taken advantage of. And it sounds like these Sabbat are horrible people, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Not only will I fight them, even if I chose not to be Camarilla, but where I end up might also have a lot to do with do the most good fighting vampires like that. But I guess that would be my first question to you is.
I completely understand that. That's why I'm here. The Camarilla had a lot of choices in who they were going to send here and back as who was going to fight to become prince of this city as the city started to grow when the railroad came. And I got the choice because it was my fight against the Sabbat. And they also thought it was interesting because I am the most combat capable Toreador most of them had ever seen. He says that kind of pridefully. For the most part, the people of my clan are more into social fighting, and I do recognize that that is, of course, an important thing in kindred culture, even among the Sabbat, but destroying the enemy has always been part of what I do.
Well, I can feel that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is a little bit more artistic than yours, and that's what brought me into the clan that I'm in. But, yeah. So, I understand where you're coming from, and in that respect, you are the exact kind of anarch that I would be looking for. But don't jump shit just yet. Let the Camarilla continue to shelter you and teach you so we can make sure that you're actually taught right. And whenever our rules become a little too much for you, then you can jump ship. But for now, stay, and who knows, we might even surprise you. Some of our traditions, well, all of our traditions, they serve a purpose. They're to protect us. They're not all just because some hoity-toity old Ventru from 800 years ago decided it would be cool if nobody tried to kill him.
I like what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
see what you find out. Do you have? So this is important. I've only been a vampire or a kindred for so long. The land of Mexico is important to me, and to know that it's being covered by these horrible kindred taking advantage of its people, that bothers me. Do you have any plans to defend those people, or to go
We
fight
do
them on their turf?
We do on occasion. In fact, I have a coterie in what is now. But they're more information gathering. It's extremely dangerous for them to reveal themselves in any way. But as far as like trying to take it by force, it's not in the cards. They don't follow our rules. They're not afraid of the masquerade. They're not afraid to overfeed and overpopulate and become visible to the humans. So we are outnumbered. The best we can do is protect what we have and occasionally rescue what we can. Maybe we can push in. There have been times when I pushed the border, but they've pushed it back, and there have been times when I lost some of the border. The border doesn't move quite the same as the United States-Mexico map, the border between them and us. In a lot of ways, their city and ours is the same, and we have a kind of a social barrier wall separating us. It's not just the river.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Figuring out how to push them out of Mexico is gonna the things that I would look to in the future. I guess you gotta crawl before you can walk or run.
I don't know if we'll ever be able to get them entirely out of Mexico. But even if we could, that's beyond me. Perhaps pushing them out of Juarez could fall to me. But pushing beyond that's Camarilla decisions. That's not me. That's above my pay grade. He doesn't use that term. That's too modern of a term. He says something from like 1840 that means the same thing.
Just beyond my social stature influence.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I think all three of us see eye to eye on not
Yeah.
liking these spots. So you're gonna get out of us what you want. Whoever
Okay.
said we end. But
Well, I'll tell you now, the reason that I sought to recruit, to have some newly embraced, last week, one of my coteries that watches the Sabbat and infiltrates into Juarez on occasion and keeps them from infiltrating here was destroyed. As three of my very good friends were destroyed. And there's no way you guys could take their place not for many years, maybe 50 years, but I do need to replace them. And, you know, if it sounds like something, then that could be in your future. But I need to replace them earlier than that. So, the way it's... I'm seeking Kindred to put into a new coterie. We call it a Watchman coterie. Its purpose is to hunt and track and keep track of the Sabbat and the Lupines. And then some other coterie would step up to replace that coterie, and some other coterie would replace that coterie, and maybe I can fit you guys in as something that I rose, you know, everything rises up and now there's a new space on the bottom. So that's, you know...
Are the lupines a problem?
They can be.
And what does a coterie mean? Does that mean that, I mean, does that come after
A coterie,
if we choose to join the Camarilla, or?
A coterie is a group of kindred bonded together in some purpose. Sometimes coteries form on their own. Like maybe 4 or 5 guys from some street might decide, 4 or 5 kindred from some street might decide to work as a coterie and defend that area. Or they might just, you know, become good friends and form an official coterie that way. Or a lot of coteries are made because I deem it so. And I'm actually playing with the idea of putting you two and Jack and Jessica into a coterie for the main purpose of having, like, think of it like school, like a class, putting you together so that I only need to give you 1 mentor instead of 4.
Makes sense.
What do you think of that? Do either of you have any problem with either of them?
No.
I don't really know them. I feel kind of comfortable with.
You haven't gotten
Myla
to
here.
know them that well yet? Oh.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with that...
Down to learn some stuff.
Yeah, my biggest problem with that is, as much as I like Miguel, Goldman is already going to start influencing Jack. So maybe you guys could help with that as well.
Or like trying to get him to not listen to Goldman, or try to poison him against him.
Well, that's never going to happen. You're never going to be able to poison him against Goldman, but you can show him that Goldman's way isn't the only way. That maybe things are good the way they are. Or maybe at the very least, having one of Goldman's newest Ventru in a team made up of others would be able to keep an eye on one of his soldiers.
I mean, something you'll learn about me is I'm not really good at like lying and manipulation.
Well, you could be straightforward about it. In fact, maybe the more straightforward about it you are, the better.
I mean, I don't know what kind of person he is, or is, so you know, we'll see. We'll see if he fits with the group. Like I said, I feel comfortable with my
Jack Levington has made quite a bit of a name for himself as a detective. He's solved several murders that were border kindred. If he had dug a little bit more, we may have had to remove him. So he's very good at what he does. I just want to make sure that that doesn't become a tool for Goldman as much as it is a tool for Kindred in this city.
I'd like to see that too.
And I'm not saying that Goldman is someone that you guys should all 100% stay away from. He is the epitome of what the Ventru are. He's a businessman. He seeks power. He's hungry for it, and he thinks that every decision he makes is the best decision. And in some cases he's correct, but in others he's not. And of course, I also think my decisions are always correct, so we're gonna butt heads. But he is attempting his takeover through kindred channels, through financing, through corporations, and through news media and police. Vincent is the one who is much closer to all-out war with the city. Have you met Vincent yet?
No. We have not.
Tomorrow night I'll send you with a message to give to Vincent, and you can meet him then. In fact, I'm going to send all 4 of you.
I mean, if he sucks, what?
If he sucks?
Oh, yeah, he's probably going to suck. But it doesn't mean that...
Why? Yeah, remember, my guy's like a young kid, so he's going to talk.
Yeah. He's an important part of business as usual in this city. So, as much as I dislike him and his ways, he's much better than the alternative. Sometimes the monster you know is better than the monster you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of talk.
That's true.
And there is a lot of honor to the man. So, yeah. Tomorrow I will, I'll send you all a message. I'll send you all an order. And, you, the 2 of you, and Jessica and Jack, I want to take a message to Vincent, and you can meet him then.
Okay. That sounds good.
It will be the first mission of your new coterie. And perhaps I'll find someone else to put in the coterie with you, or I might just assign someone to keep in contact with you and act as a mentor. I'll decide. I'll look at who I have available and decide. I didn't know you guys were already sneaking off to meet with anarchs, ready to broaden your horizons and find out more about what was going on. So I'm happy to see that.
Absolutely.
Well, and like I told him, you know, that I've been here for 3 nights and I haven't left or done anything or met anyone. And so I think I'm just going a little stir crazy. And
Well, that reminds me, Miss Myla, your funeral is tomorrow. Would you like us to send someone to record it?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm really not. Thank you, though. But I'm more ready to embrace this side of this life.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
And so I think that's why I was, you know, wanting to kind of go and venture out and learn. And, you know, I don't want to sit around here doing nothing when I'm supposed to be doing something.
Good. Good.
Put it that way.
Okay. Well, is there anything else I can help you with?
I don't think so.
Have you guys mastered all of your powers? You should have. At this stage, I think you should each have 3 powers. 3 discipline powers. You've all mastered them just fine?
Yeah, Mother showed us how to do them and everything.
Cool. Very nice. He did not say cool. He said, I don't know.
Whatever.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Like from the Simpsons.
Excellent, Smithers.
Okay.
Okay. I'll have a message written up, and then for now you can act like you don't know anything about it, or you can go ahead and contact them. It doesn't matter. You'll get the instructions tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Alright. Well, yeah, thank you.
I'll be here for the next few hours if you guys have anything you need to discuss. Just call the operator first so that I'm not, so you don't walk in on me doing something I shouldn't be.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I guess we go back down.
Okay. And he gets up and goes walking over towards another door. Okay. That's it for tonight. We actually played for 3 hours, so that's pretty good. And you guys are going to get a 3rd point of experience, and that actually gives you enough that you could spend some, I think.
Oh.
You might not want to, you might want to save it for something else, but let's see what gives you 3. So before I give you this 3rd point of experience, I want you both to tell me what you learned tonight, either as a player or as your character.
I learned all about the Anarchs. As a viable guy, wasn't really looking. He was just trying to figure out what ground is underneath his feet at the, and that just happened to like catch a break. Myla like asking, "Hey, come see this lady," and him basically saying, "Sounds okay." And then the more I learned about it as an option, but then also conversely, like saw the Camry. Like I guess I learned by realizing what options are outside the Camry. I also learned a lot of what's available.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Lynn?
I think it's kind of funny too that Myla initiated it, and I think he actually got more out of it, and I think that's funny. Well, not necessarily more out of it, but considering he didn't want to go, I think that's cool. But I think that I don't know. I think Myla right now is just kind of thinking about what would be best, and I think that they both have like respectful leaders. And so that's definitely good. So as long as they can keep being honest on both sides, and then I think that definitely what Emily said about having both sides and learning on both sides and getting things from both sides could be good. And then if a war comes down to it, then at that point choose.
Yeah. Okay, great. You guys now have 3 experience. So,
yay!
in the Discord chat, in the general channel, in the pinned messages, the very first pinned message, the one that had the instructions on making your character, at the bottom of that is the experience chart.
How did I say pinned messages?
It's up on top. It has like a push pin symbol.
Alright, the first pin message is the character creation summary.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, push pin.
So with 3 points, you can increase.
Wait, are you looking on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, on your phone, you have to click the name of the channel, and it'll come up.
Oh, and then pins. Okay, cool. That's handy.
Okay.
Okay.
So with 3 experience, you could buy a specialty, or you can increase a skill to level 1, the new level times 3. So the way that I'm doing the purchasing of anything is it needs to be something that you just used or just tried to use, or something that you are trying to learn on purpose. I don't want you to just take something without there being some kind of story to it.
Mm-hmm. And where am I seeing these on?
Okay, so the very bottom pinned message, the very first one on the bottom of that list. Now, clan disciplines are different. I don't think I'm going to require any kind of story to your growth of clan discipline. But other discipline, I want you to learn that from another kindred giving it to you.
So with 3, you said we could increase the skill, we could do a new
Okay, so
specialty.
with 3, you can buy the first dot of a skill you don't have any in. It's new level times 3 is its cost. So if new level is 1, then you can afford to buy it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Clan disciplines are new level times 5. Other disciplines outside of your 3 clan disciplines are new level times 7. A specialty is just 3 flat. Increasing a skill is 3 times its new level, and increasing an attribute is 5 times its new level. So if you wanted to become, what was it, dexterity that you have it for? If you want to become 5 dexterity, it'll cost 25.
And right now we have 3.
Right now you have 3.
Yeah.
And you're going to get 15 when we jump 20 years.
I think I'm gonna save mine.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Because I feel like we haven't done enough for me to make an actual decision on what I need yet.
Yeah, there also isn't a whole lot that you would have actually learned.
Right.
And you guys are going to get another point in a discipline once all 4 of you have done like what Hector did at the open today. Show me a scene of your hunting, of your feeding. Once that's happened, then you will all, because I'm not just going to give it to you one at a time. I'm going to give it to you all at the same time, so it's fair. You'll all get your predator type, and that gives you some benefits and penalties on your predator type. But it always gives you a discipline point.
So Myla wants to, as much as she can, just feed from her kills.
Just be what?
She
Just
wants
feed
to
from her kills.
Yeah.
Okay.
And other than that, she'll just drink whatever the hotel gives. So that's why she doesn't done it yet.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't leave the hotel yet then. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're going to need to find a way to start researching new targets. Since you plan to kill your targets, it's not something you can go back to and feed again later.
Right.
But also, since you're going to kill your target, you don't need to go and get only 1 point. You can wait until you're starving, and then go get it.
Yeah, and then drain them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one thing I wanted. Oh well. I get all these cool things in my head, but I don't write them down, and then I forget them. Hell, half of the things I wrote down I didn't even have her say. But
I think
Balls Deep wanted. When she gave you that line that she'd never met an Assamite before, she wanted to joke with you about "Don't eat me."
Oh.
Because I don't even think anybody's explained that to you in character yet. That
no, they haven't.
Yeah, your clan bane is when you feed from another kindred. It's extremely hard to stop.
Yeah, I know that me personally because I have it written down. I was just reading it earlier, but
so let's say that you guys had that conversation, so Myla knows now. Because I was gonna do that.
Okay.
She was gonna joke about it, and then you were gonna be like, "I don't even know what you're talking about," and then she was gonna tell you.
Why would I feed from you? Okay. Yep.
Okay, we're done. And anybody want to say anything before we stop recording?
Good session.
All right.
Yeah. I think maybe I should meet with, or I should have asked James about. She wants to hunt and kill, but she wants to make sure that she does it in a way.
Yeah, you were told you're not supposed to kill people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he also is aware of what she is, and she told him from the beginning, "I killed someone," and that's what I want to do. So she hasn't hid it, or but she doesn't want to cause problems. But that's what she wants to do.
Well, you want to go back and talk to him on your own without Hector?
I mean, I can, and it doesn't matter. Or we could do that later.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably a conversation that she needs to have so she knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's more of where she's at right now. She doesn't know what to do and where to go with that.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't have a target either, unless, you know, I mean, you might have,
We
you
have,
got a few people in your head that you are aware of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has some
Mm-hmm.
that definitely deserve it, according to her personal code.
Yeah.
But, she doesn't want to cause problems either, so she has to find out. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yep. We'll do that next time, or you can just wait until you seem to have the right opportunity.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to stop recording in 5, 4, 3, 2... Good night, anybody that actually watched this.